down. So, when last left off, you guys had been searching through the large military city of Vodny, searching for the source of these mysterious disappearances, investigating those who have disappeared. You made some headway, found some rumors, some secrets, some possible strings connecting all the victims. Airtos found a bit more than that in the barkeep of the Drunken Maiden Tavern.
Weehoo!
And now you all are getting ready. You are preparing for whatever may come in your investigation. So, what are y'all up to? Because you guys are just out on the streets when last I recall, so...
Yeah, I couldn't remember if we were out on the streets fully or if we were...
Out in the town, having a good time.
Yeah, I think the plan was heading to... the jeweler? Because we knew that we wanted to stake out the place for that night. Anyone?
I forgot I was mute. I want to say this where we were going.
Yeah.
It's an acceptable
I'm pulling
plan.
up my notes right now.
I think that was like the best lead we had outside of the tavern wench, but it sounds like she, seeing as she's also with him, there's a good chance she ends up going that way anyway. So
Yeah.
Do we want to split up and stake out both of them, or is that a little too demanding?
Out of character, that sounds like a terrible idea. In character, abso-fucking-lutely. No, in character, probably not. That sounds like a terrible idea, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, we know the range. We know ourselves the whole thing because our range with our bracelets isn't that far, even if we made the perfect conga line. So
We also work best as a group.
we definitely do. Yeah, I say we head up together. Probably be our best course of action.
I
Are we
agree.
trying to stealth or?
Well, not really. I mean, because it's still, correct me if I'm wrong, Traveler, it's still like just end of business days right now, right?
Yeah, it's starting to pick up. It's starting to get a little busy, but it's mid-afternoon, like 6 or 7.
Yeah, and these I don't want to say abductions, but let's say abductions are happening at like
I don't want to say abductions, but let's just say
are happening at like midnight from what we've ascertained. So we have time to be just dudes, to be just people. So I don't see a necessary need to like go super stealthy here, unless somebody else has a different opinion on that.
I don't think we have to yet. I mean, we're just kind of walking by the place at first, and that's, we're just people walking.
And if it's open, I think we also should probably, if it's open, look at the proprietor, maybe see if we can figure out who his wife is, and
Yeah,
I
was just gonna say I agree with that. I thought you were done.
Oh yeah, you're good.
Yeah, I feel
yeah.
the same. I feel like Illy was saying, like we haven't made ourselves really known yet. I mean, aside from the what was it, the church up there? What was it called again? I can't remember.
Church of Lendis.
Yeah, the Church of Lendis. Other than them, like we haven't really been anywhere too vital, I feel.
Well, someone has, but that's besides the point.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I guess Traveler. That means we go to the area. If I remember correctly, it's like right here in the shanty town.
Yeah, it's about there.
Yeah.
It's a jeweler. It's a
Jeweler.
little off the main road.
Not a. Well, I guess it's similar. So.
What did you have written down?
So. Yeah, that's it.
You go to the jeweler to buy the jewelry.
Yep. DM, we do that.
Yep. You're walking through town. You're starting to notice more and more soldiers, or some of them still looking sweaty. Maybe they live outside of the fort. Some of them clearly soldiers, but having taken off, they look to be looking more for a night of fun, doing errands, stuff like that. They all seem to be like getting off, starting to get out a little bit. You go relatively unnoticed. You're an odd band. Some of you still definitely get some looks, but for the most part, you make your way to a jeweler's. You see a big old there isn't actually a name on this one. It's literally just a sign with a very crudely sketched like necklace and bracelet sitting next to each other on it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you managed to track it down easy enough. Not looking too different from any of the other shops that you have come across in this town.
All right, who's going in?
I mean, I can, I guess.
As
I
well as I
mean-
did in my last encounter, I feel as if it should be someone who is less scary to most of the population.
Or less suspicious, excuse me, giant, like, mech here. Probably gonna raise some flags.
Yeah, I think it should be you, Baron.
Of course.
I mean, everybody else is like
Yeah,
weird.
I feel like that'd be our best bet. Because
Yeah, I
Stormy
mean-
never jewelry, so he wouldn't even know how to start a conversation in there.
Yeah, you're the only one
Alright.
who's not suspicious as all shit.
Unless you have a way of making any of us not suspicious.
Making you guys not suspicious?
Yeah, or like one of us if you really don't want to do it.
No, you make myself less suspicious, but that doesn't help anyone here. All right, I guess.
Or we could all go in.
I assume we're all going in.
Why
I
did
mean,
you just
I'll
say
for
we're
sure, I'll
going
for
in?
sure go in with you, but I mean,
All right.
mean-
I will open the door to the jeweler shop.
Alright, you open the door. It's well kept, as you're kind of, hanging about. Very well kept, very much, cleaner than some of the other shops you've seen about. You do see the proprietor, a man kind of sitting behind, dusting off. He appears to be fitting some diamonds into a brooch. He calmly looks over at you. He's got a very, dark hair, salt and pepper, broad shoulders. Imagine Alec Baldwin, if you will.
Alex Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin. I don't know why, that's just what came to my mind when I was thinking about what I was picturing in my head. Looks over at you and just goes, welcome to my store. What kind of jewels and precious metals are you looking for today, huh?
Hello. We're fairly new to town. We actually just came in.
Well, I'd say so. I haven't seen you much around, and you all definitely make an impression if I do say so myself.
No, that's understandable. So I myself normally, when I'm not doing a bunch of traveling, I'm a fan of nice jewels and expensive accessories. So I was just wondering if I could have a look at some of your work.
Oh. He's gonna kind of give you an up and down look as you're talking. He goes, "Who are you now? That's great. I'm sure you just love the
I'm gonna show him the ring.
Oh,
What's that?" And just goes, "Well, that's a pretty quality piece there."
And this is for work. So
I-
only
I-
imagine.
Oh, I can imagine plenty, sure. But yeah, what kind of stuff are you looking for?
Well, I'd love to see what you would consider your signature piece, if you have any, whether it be brooches
No, I don't
or...
have a signature piece per se, but I got something that's done more in my style. He's gonna
I'd
put
love
out a little put a little box, flip it open, and it appears to be one of those a cloak clasp, meant to be fastened up in front and hold on a looser piece of clothing.
Ah, Nice.
Pretty well made. Silver, excuse me. Silver and the rough shape of what appears to be some sort of in some sort of three-pronged claw, much like a raptor, like a hawk claw, which then goes over and locks into the actual buckle itself. The middle claw does. A singular, small, what appears to be some sort of topaz embedded into the knuckle on that same middle thing as it draws over. It's not bad. It's not like so fantastically rendered. It looks like it was, a layer of silver poured around a hawk claw, but I mean, it's not badly rendered per se. It's a decent piece.
Now, question, Traveler,
Sure.
does this look like any type of iconography? Or does this look like
No,
a creative
no,
piece?
It's just a creative piece. This isn't like a religious thing, no.
Okay.
That you would know of. Just no, it's not a
Yeah.
religious thing. It's just him.
Interesting. If you don't mind me asking, do you work by yourself here?
Oh, I mean, for the most part, I'm not really a partners kind of guy. I had some buddies who didn't exactly do me good business-wise, and so I decided to split ways and start my own business, and I'm doing all right for myself. So I never saw the need for any outside help.
Traveler, are there any rings on his hands?
Yes, there's a ring on his hand.
All right. Is it? Well, I don't know what the customs of this.
It's same thing from being
Okay.
married. He has a wedding band on. Yeah, I'm not
Alright.
gonna sit here and come up with a whole new thing for
Hey.
how people show they're married.
I'll leave it up to you. Okay. And what would this piece run me?
Oh, this one. I mean, this is some pretty quality work here. Probably run ya 150 gold pieces.
Would I have any inclination to whether that's a decent, high, or low price?
Hold me. Kind of check would this be? I will say.
I could bluff my way and say I kind of know some jewelry. It's
You
not
would,
like
I mean, you would know something, yeah. So I'm just trying to decide. This wouldn't be history. I'll say roll me a history check because you're digging into your old memory banks.
Oh, that's just as bad. Oh boy, howdy. Oh, but that's pretty good. Total of a 19.
He's probably inflating it a little bit, Probably this is closer to worth about 110 gold pieces, but yeah, I mean he's inflating it a bit, but this is a haggling market. It's not a
Fair.
It's not this ain't Walmart.
And how, as we came in and as we were looking at the shop, did it look like did the shop look like it was prospering, or was it slightly ran down? Did it match?
It's a bit cleaner and nicer than the other shops you've been in, well, definitely well taken care of. Now, as to whether that's because he's doing well or it's simply because it's a labor of love of his, you don't know, but it does look clean and it does look tight. It looks well put together. That's what I will say about it.
I do have a question about this shop.
Sure, yeah.
Is this the kind of place where it's like he works downstairs and lives in an upper floor, or is this like a standalone shop?
Okay. So you didn't see an upper floor per se. You didn't see an obvious, hey, right this way to the living quarters. But there is a small door behind the counter that leads off into somewhere else. You don't really know, but
Like his workshop.
And is it like a big building or a
it's
fairly?
size. It's more than those little shacks that you've seen a lot of in this little shanty town. But it's not like huge by any means.
Okay, so it's not like I'm instantly going, oh my god, he also lives here.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not an instant connection you could make.
Okay, I was just curious.
Well, 130 gold, you said? No, 150.
Yeah, that's about what this will run you.
Interesting. I do like the craftsmanship. How did you, you used topaz here, correct?
Oh yeah, that's some topaz pieces. Had some soldiers bring some back. Apparently, it's quite the popular jewel to find on some lizard folk that come from the Heels. So they tend to sell off their little prizes and trophies if they come back whenever they're strapped for cash. And well, I just managed to scoop up a bunch of topaz.
Interesting. Interesting. So, aside from a cloak clasp, do you ever have anyone bring in weapons or anything like that?
Oh, I've done a couple. I had some guy have me make a ceremonial dagger for when he was promoted. Quite a big promotion, from what I understand. But, nothing, no big weapons or nothing like. I've never done nothing else, and it was purely ornamental. The thing was made out of almost pure silver. It would shatter at the first stab.
Yes. Interesting. Interesting. Well, thank you. I appreciate learning about this. We're planning on staying at least for a little while and doing some jobs here and there. And I've been looking for a new piece, and I love getting something no matter where I go. Just, let's say, to remember the area. And funny enough, I do want to remember this area, so I will remember. And did we ever get his name, Traveler?
I wrote it down, so you
sorry,
told us.
yes, not from him, but you did get Remy. That's right, you did get it from someone else. His name's Remy.
And your name, sir?
Oh, my name's Remy. It's
Remy.
a family name, not the most flashy, but hey, it's mine.
Well, flashy enough. I see. I'm assuming that ring on your finger has more meaning than just one as a jeweler. Yes?
Well, of course.
Where is the lucky lady?
Oh, she's she's back home. She fell ill.
She.
So, she's...
If you don't mind me asking, as part of some of the jobs we're doing, we're looking into the disappearances in this town.
Sure.
There's been an interesting phenomena that is preceding most of these disappearances, and I don't want to scare you, but normally there's some type of sickness preceding these disappearances. If you don't mind me asking, what is the nature of a sickness?
Doctors haven't found much yet. Neither did those priests. Some sort of lung illness. She's having trouble breathing right. Makes it hard for her to sleep. Makes it hard for her to eat sometimes too. It's been hard.
I can imagine. It's difficult when someone close to you gets that sick. Be terrifying, especially when they don't know what causes it. But interesting. Okay. I assume you don't, but you don't live here in this building as well.
And why would I tell you where I live?
That is fair. Well, if we are looking into the disappearances, we don't know what causes them. So if they are abductions, we might tend to look around the outside of your shop for anything that might precede some type of abduction, whether it be ne'er-do-wells keeping an eye out or something along those lines. But if it was if you did not live here, then we'd have no reason to look around your shop. Just taking precautions. We truly are And I'm gonna pull out the symbol of Lendis. I am doing this to help.
Make me a persuasion check.
Sure will. That's not bad, but we're gonna look. Same exact roll. That's a total of a 13.
His eyes are gonna narrow a bit as he's looking at you. So you want to look around my shop, see the outside? Sounds like a great way to case a place there, buddy.
That is correct. However, Mr. Remy, with all due respect, if we were going to case your shop and steal from you, we wouldn't come in and alert you to it. Not to
That's
mention,
fair.
as you personally described, our merry band of misfits doesn't normally
Stand out too much.
no, it does stand out quite a bit. So, not ideal for a stakeout mission.
Well, I didn't say stakeout, I said case my place.
Right.
See where you can get in places and open windows. So I'm just gonna have to decline to answer your questions, and I'm thinking it's time for you to leave before I call somebody to
All right.
come make you leave.
That's quite fine. Well, I hope you have a good night.
And he's just gonna kind of just keeping an eye on you as you're. Well, I'm assuming you're walking out.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah. So
Uh-huh.
he's just kind of keeping half an eye on you as you're walking your way out.
Yep.
But yeah, he doesn't like follow you or nothing. He just lets you walk out.
Well, what's the plan here then, guys?
What time is it roughly?
Give it a minute to walk over here. It's probably about like 6 or 7. The sun's starting to get pretty low in the sky.
I mean, we could go down the street and just kind of keep an eye. See where
Sounds
he
good to
goes
me.
after this.
I could go for a short rest.
So you guys are just kind of keeping an eye on the place from down the street.
Is there anywhere like not super suspicious we can
Actually,
go?
Short rest
Ah,
doesn't help anything.
Make me a perception check.
Sure. Let's see how it works. Pretty fucking good. You said perception?
Yep.
25.
Jesus. Okay. New dice. So, you look. So as you look around, there's a couple of much seedier than some of the others you've been in, inns and bars, places that probably it's where soldiers go to drink the cheapest and probably do some things they're not supposed to. There's one single, like there is an open market that's actively being closed. That's active. It's pretty active actually. It's a pretty open area. You know, there's a lot of what seems to be like wives and other people just coming getting off work who are bartering for vegetables, meats, goods, things like of that such. That's about 1/8 of a mile down. That's a little bit up here. A little bit more up here is right here, but it's within eye shot at least. But that's about it, really.
I mean, we could just get an in room and try to get a window room. That won't be
could.
very suspicious.
Yeah, if there's an inn, we could just take we could also just take turns walking through the area. You know, just like walking up and down this area. But then again, if if we aren't near each other, we're never gonna hear each other.
Yep.
I'm down for the inn.
I'll go to one of the nearby inns.
Okay. You walk up. There's a sign overhead that says "The Lonely Stag." You can already smell the booze and other substances already wafting out of its open door.
Okay. I'll step inside and look for whoever appears to be remotely in charge.
Okay. You step inside. It's a old and worn down kind of place. Very not nice. Lots of used and old. Everything is grimy. You can tell it's been some time since anybody really took the care to clean the place. Sitting at the bar stool. You do see it's packed with, once again, it's not packed, Jake, but it's fairly busy with, once again, soldiers just off work, laborers having just finished up what they were doing for the day, that kind of crowd. And you do see a almost geriatric man sitting at the bar. Old, white hair stuck up every which way that you can imagine. Very, Imagine Jane's father from Tarzan.
Okay.
Type
But,
of
like,
look.
But like not looking good.
But yeah, but
Considerably
looking
more crazy looking.
more crazy and less healthy, yes. Looking,
Okay.
and that's your vibe you're getting as you're looking at him.
Okay, I'll step up and say, "Hello, I'm looking to run an in room for the night, preferably one with a street view."
Street view. Do I look like I have a fucking street view in this place? As he starts gesturing, and you see like most of the front section that has the windows is taken up by the tavern and drinking part, and there's like what looks to be a small hallway back in one corner with rooms that look very uncomfortably close together.
Is there a
Fuck.
window at the tavern, like downstairs?
Yeah. There's a window. There's no stairs. This is a single room place. But yeah, there's a pair of dirty glass, not great to see through, but it's there, in the front room where all the drinking and such is happening.
Is there an empty seat in front of the windows?
No.
Fuck.
No, they're occupied at the moment. It's not packed, but those also do appear to be close. They're both closer to the door, and it appears to be the fresher air seats are a bit of a commodity.
I'm going to walk over that way while Ilya's having this conversation.
Sure. So what else are you saying, Ilya, is here?
She blanks for a few seconds and then just says, "Then just a room, please."
That'll be 2 copper. And are you wanting she kind of looks you up and down. A man, a lady for your woes tonight?
No, thank you.
I'm just checking.
I'll hand him 2 copper.
On one
Thank you.
side, you have Horde. On the other side of the spectrum, you have this man. And I love it.
Just goes back and looks over at some other patron walked out. What the fuck do you want? Bit, and he's going on a little like
Cursing rampage.
yeah, he's just cursing. He's cursing. He's that old guy who doesn't move around much, and then you get his blood up. You get him like excited, and he just gets too excited. So yeah, he's doing his thing. He's bartending. He's not good at the people part, but people drink here anyways. So you have a room for the night, and he did not hand you a key because there probably aren't keys.
I feel like Ilya stands there for a good couple seconds and just slowly walks away because she just can't deal with this guy. This was enough social interaction for her for a little bit.
Fair. So, Varen, as you're walking over to the tables, you see there's 2 tables, one in front of each window. One is only occupied. There's about 7 or 8 chairs per table. One is occupied by 3 men, all of whom are tall, broad-shouldered. They do have beards, but they're neatly trimmed and below the neck and on the face to the point where they don't look super scruffy. These guys are. It's not a hard guess to surmise that these guys are professional soldiers of some sort. The other looks a bit rougher. Their hands are a bit more worn. They have leather gloves. One of them has one of them has what appears to be a chisel, like still sticking out of a belt loop, like either forgotten or he just didn't want to change out of his work pants before I went home, type of thing. There's about 7 of them though, and they are all mid-drink. There appears to be some sort of arm wrestling competition going on between the 2 of them. And then 2 of them are just in their drinks talking to each other, and 3 appear to be betting on who can go and hit on a woman at another table. And none of them are actually going to go do it, or moving to go do it at least. So.
All right, gang. I need input here.
Hi.
My thought is either try to start up a poker game of some type with the soldiers, or try to make ways in with these other people, just so that we have a seat at the windows, because we don't have a window view here, so we at least need someone to be able to watch and sit guard.
If you don't do the poker game, what is your character even supposed to be? It's not a question. There's only one option.
Yeah.
You know it as well as I do.
That I don't know. Do I go for the soldiers? Or do I go for the rest of the crew? The 8 other people.
I legitimately don't know, because pissing off the soldiers probably isn't the best idea if the game doesn't go their way and they have to be a little bit angry.
Above table.
But
the game doesn't have to go their way. I mean, the game doesn't have to go my way.
Listen, I don't fucking know.
Thinking about how Varen would do it, you would win the games, but you wouldn't take their money. You would give it back to them, but for a favor, and that favor being they help us keep an eye on that jeweler shop.
Nick, that is a fantastic fucking idea.
Yeah, that's exactly how Varen would be.
Yeah, I mean, why specifically poker is my question. Like, do you have something because your card thing? Do you have subclass feature? Okay, that was just double checking. I was like, why specifically poker?
Well,
there's so many other things we could bet on.
Proficiencies with card games, sleight of hand, and this character is made to gamble and win at card games.
Okay.
But
I'd also like to point out that we didn't say it, but I imagine Stormy, Mickey, and Ertos are still outside the tavern? ?
Yeah, I'd love to know.
Did you guys go in?
I would have come in with everyone else.
I was going to say, I kind of tend to stick with whoever's going inside. You know what I mean? Like the smaller party. So I feel like I would have gone inside if no one else was following them in.
Well, Ertos was staying outside, so... But if no one else was also staying outside, he would go in so that he didn't get.
I'll stay outside with you. It's fine. If I probably would have.
Man, Stormy will go so well with the other crowd though. With the crowd of 7 to 8, you would fucking kill it with them.
I will say, mind, like Stormy's gonna go with the smaller. If like we do split up, I want to go with the smaller group just because I have Gale with me, so it kind of makes the. A 2-man group, a 3-man group. It makes it, a little bit more evenly split.
Also, on the table, Drew, did you start the recording?
I started streaming, but I didn't start recording, so I'm gonna have to edit that VOD part myself. So, thank you.
Good job.
I am. God,
It's okay. 3rd stream. It's okay. Yeah. It's not like we haven't been doing this for 8 or 9 months. I mean,
listen, I pressed 1 button and that's all I remembered, and then I forgot that I have to press 2 buttons now. Listen.
Okay.
It's the 2nd button that gets me. It's fine. I'll just
I know,
sacrifice
it's so hard
my
to count
sleep
to
again.
2.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay. You're all right.
Anyway,
we still love you. We still love you.
Yeah.
We won't kick you out of the group, I guess.
Not yet, at least.
This time.
Yeah. But if Ertos and Stormy are still outside, there's nothing to say we need a window. We can just stay outside.
I mean, yeah, but we'd be really hella suspicious. I think the best choice is to get those guards to do the spying for us. Let us know where he's
I
going.
wouldn't even say.
And we can even, and once again, we can even, justify it by saying, hey, we are doing work on behalf of, whatever his name was, the commissioner.
Oh, the captain.
We're just asking them to help.
Yeah.
Yeah, the captain. We're just asking for some help, and they get to keep their money.
But I'm gonna be really honest with
May
you.
or may not have.
If these people are off of work, I'm not going to try to say, hey, I know you're off work now. Do you want to go do some more work? That shit's not gonna fly. But what
I don't
might
think they'd be
fly?
willing to buy for
Well, and-
some yahoos.
Yeah.
Yeah, not only, I mean, we don't know their level of, I guess the word loyalty is the word I'm looking for to the city. They could be like, I'm off the clock. I don't care.
Yeah.
And then we don't have any, we're still, to square one.
They could
But
also just be complete assholes and be like, yeah, you beat us, but no, we're not doing that. Fuck you.
Yeah.
it couldn't hurt to try to be nice.
I mean, it never hurts to try.
Yeah.
It just makes it, more interesting to try.
Exactly.
But,
I mean,
but
I'm down.
also, there's nothing suspicious about two people sitting outside of a tavern while our friends are inside. We don't want to be in there. I feel like that's super normal, especially when you look like me,
And we're in a shanty town. There would be people in rags and probably sitting around. I'm picturing I guess slums from the videos that you see of Brazil from Fast and the Furious, where it's just
that is a
really
fair
rickety structures.
yes.
Like favelas.
Yes.
That's
and
what
stuff
I'm
like
picturing.
That.
So I'm picturing people everywhere. So I feel like Airtos and I sitting outside of a tavern just hanging out would not be it's not like, oh my god, look at that blue dude and that lizard. I mean, that might happen, but I don't think anybody's going to approach us for sitting there.
All right. I'm actually gonna walk over to not the guards. I'm gonna walk over to the people folk, the town people.
Alright. You walk over. There's about, like I said, there's about eight of them. The three, once again, looking to. I don't know. They're looking a certain sort of way at the sole woman who's not with a guy in the bar. Then you've got. Yeah, and then you've got the two arm wrestling, and then a pair just in their cups drinking, having some sort of conversation at least.
I'll go over to the three, putting in bets for who can start the first.
They're really taking. They're not really taking bets. It's more of you go talk to her. No, you go talk to her. Yeah. So yeah, one of them they all kind of look up at you, but no one really says anything as you walk up to them.
So, are any of you going to go make the move? These guys are human, right?
Yeah. These are most of these guys are human. You see the occasional half orc, half elf, but they're all humanoid, and you don't see any of the small folk around at the moment. Oh, so yes, and you're gonna move. The two of them look at the one guy who's if these guys are all 5s and 6s, he's maybe a 7, maybe. And she looks at him and just go, I mean, I was gonna, I just didn't have enough time.
Well,
what's your name?
My name is
Yeah,
Varen.
what? Oh, Varen, cool. So what, is she spoken for? Something's that your lady, or we about to...
No, I was going to offer you some help.
Help?
Yes.
Now you think I need help wooing a woman.
I wouldn't say that you need help, but assistance in insurance. I, myself, am a bit of the magical persuasion, and I'm going to use prestidigitation to do, I don't know, some magical effect. Let's see here.
Use the magic to do magic.
Yeah, just a small,
I make sparkles.
like an illusory snap my fingers and an illusory flame comes up, and I'm gonna make it twirl between my have you guys ever seen the people that do the pencil thing between their fingers? that, but it's like a small mote of flames that just dances in between my fingers.
They kind of look at you, and he sniffs. He just goes, "That's impressive. I mean, that's impressive." These guys are like not drunk, but they're drunk enough to where it's like there's a little bit of that like slow thought and talking going on.
Now,
Is he just like, oh.
for one of you, I can give you a little bit of magical assistance, if you so desire, when you make your approach to her.
Once again, one of the guys just goes, hold on. Sergeant Murphy said there's always scammer. We're not interested in whatever you're selling, buddy, alright?
Well,
I'm sure your love potion works great, but I'm not buying it.
I can prove it to you, but I can prove it to you with your friends right here, with their arm wrestling.
I have a question. Did you specify who they were looking at, or did you just say they're looking at the one woman who's in here alone?
There's like one woman who is in here alone and not terrifying.
Okay, I thought they were checking out Ilya, and I was like, well, I mean,
Oh,
Lilith,
not
I don't think this
terrifying.
could-
That's clearly not me.
God,
If they were
I
checking
know,
out
as soon as
Ilya,
he
I
said
would
not
use
terrifying,
every
I was
spell
like, oh,
slot.
never mind.
If
I
they
was
were,
like, this is
if they were gonna
this
try
is
to
the
hit on
biggest
Ilya,
con
I
ever.
would use every spell slot to try to.
Not
see.
gonna lie, I heard the soul woman not with someone and started panicking. I was like,
No,
I'm
there
gonna have
is
to be real mean to someone.
there is one other woman in there, short brown, pixie cut brown hair, pretty built for a woman, not the level of the orc woman, but clearly just a like someone who works for a living.
Hell yeah.
And she isn't there alone necessarily, but she's there with a couple people who are very obviously a couple. So she's she's third wheeling. But she's the only person in there who's not obviously either taken or is there with like 20 girlfriends. Well, no, there's not even anybody like that. Yeah, she's the only one there who's single. Obviously, except for you, Aaliyah, but you're kind of scary.
I'm scary. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can show you. I can, if you choose one of your friends here, that's arm wrestling, I can almost ensure their victory. But it will cost you.
And the same one who said it earlier. And there it is. Let me guess.
A drink.
2 whole gold. Kind of look at each other, look at their drinks, look at each other, look at their drinks. Give us a minute. Or maybe. Alright. Kind of put their heads together, and they're not whispering super quiet, like I said. You will have to actually listen in if you would like.
Sure.
Roll a perception check.
Why not? 12.
Yeah, that wasn't very hard. Like I said, they're quiet enough that you can't just hear it, obviously, but it's not hard. You hear him, he's just like, so this guy's telling the truth. Who are we fucking over? Darren's okay. Darren, yeah, Darren. How much is a drink? It's only 1 copper. You have a copper. Well, yeah, I have a copper, but I mean that's like, it's like a fifth of what I have left. I don't get paid till I get paid for 2. Just give him. All right, we got a deal.
Perfect. Now, if you wouldn't mind me asking, which of these 2 wonderful gentlemen would you like to grant a boon?
And they're gonna point, and there's going to be a, like I said, they've been arm wrestling for a while. Probably a solid like 30, 40 seconds by now. They've been getting up, hyping it up, getting ready, and now they're actually doing it. They're fairly evenly matched. One has blonde hair and one has brown hair, and they point to the one with brown hair, and they're like, all right, he should win. He should win. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Definitely.
I'm going to walk over and I'm going to grab a card,
Sure.
snap it away in a gold flash, and cast guidance onto the one with
I believe
the brown hair.
you have to be touching.
Yeah, I'm going to
guidance.
walk up and touch his shoulder, touch his opposite shoulder as it happens.
You cast guidance. Let me roll a couple checks and see how well this goes. Oh no. So as you touch him, the guy with the brown starts a little bit and just goes, huh? And in that moment of distraction, despite the extra little bit of strength that he's been given, his arm, bam, hits the table as the guy in blonde just goes, yeah!
Oh
I
no.
fucking told you, I fucking told you.
I'm going to I'm gonna pull out because wait, do I still have? I think I still have. Yeah, I do. I'm gonna pull out.
You could Silvery Barbs it.
I could Silvery Barbs it, but I'm gonna be 100% real with you, homeboy. Silvery Barbsing this our next combat's natural 20 that happens is gonna be so much more important than Silvery Barbings an NPC's arm wrestling match.
Fair enough.
I'm going to grab 2 copper pieces and throw them over to the one in the blonde.
Okay. Catches him, he's like, ah,
Nice
But-
win.
yeah. And you hear from behind him, oh, we did this. I want to dare him to lose. Yeah. You hear the two behind him discussing. You hear them start muttering again, doing their little like the penguins of Madagascar huddle back over there. You can't hear it once again, because now you're actively in a conversation. But they're
I'm going to go and whisper down to the one that I touched. Did you know that your friends bet me a drink that you would lose?
just sitting there, he's holding his hand. He's just like, oh, so that's why you tapped me on the shoulder, huh?
Well, and
He
I'll
kinda-
give him a copper as well.
Alright.
Were you
Sits
trying to
here-
make money out of this? Because it feels like you're not making money out of this.
Holds the copper and is like kind of looking. He's still angry because he thinks he got cheated, but he's
A
looking
drink
at you,
for a drink.
looking at the copper, looking at you, looks at the copper, and just goes, "Yeah, all right."
I'd be more mad at them
I'm
though.
so he turns at his buddy and just goes, "Tomorrow, my arm hurts now, but tomorrow we're doing this again." And he just looks, he's like, "Anytime you want, buddy." He's like, "Fuck you, Darren," and it's like a little that situation.
I'm gonna go over the blonde one that won.
Sure.
Those respectfully, band of idiots over there. Do they always look to harass whatever women are left over in this bar?
I mean, they can't really get. I mean, you know what I mean. They just get the scraps, even though they know they got no play with any woman who's halfway sober and isn't already in this fucking it's just bad.
Yeah.
A little bit. It's not all the time. It's not like they don't like. I've never heard of them doing anything untowards, but they're just bottom feeders.
It seems like you know most of the people here, probably in this area. Have you
I know a few.
have you heard of any of the disappearances happening very recently?
Very. I mean,
Oh, this man is fucking
No,
sloshed, isn't he?
no, he's not. He's not. He's just a very
Oh.
rough way of speaking.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't seem that. He doesn't seem that sloshed. He just seems to have a very rough voice and throat pattern.
All right.
He's just like, oh gosh, I know Delilah's new boyfriend disappeared, but then again, maybe he's just hiding. Because I mean, I don't know if you're from here, but if you know Delilah, I don't know.
We've heard that she is how would you say it? Delightful in many ways. Correct?
Well, she'll delight you in many ways, that's for sure.
Yes. Question, and I'll pay for probably the rest of your drinks for the night if you can give it to me.
Sure.
We're new to town, but we were instructed to deliver a letter to Mr. Remy's wife, the jeweler. I don't want to bother him at his business. And to be honest, it doesn't even need to be read immediately. I was just wondering if I could drop it off at the house. if you don't mind, could you, if you knew where it was, could you tell me where the house is? And I'll pull out another. I'll empty out the rest of my coin pouch for 9 copper.
Make me a persuasion check.
Can I try to sleight of hand guidance myself?
Sure, roll a sleight of hand check.
That's 22. Yes. 22.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you managed to get off guidance without causing too much of a fuss. So,
Perfect.
yeah, roll me a persuasion check.
Where the fuck did you go? Oh jeez. Oh man. So that comes to a total of you said deception or performance or persuasion? I wasn't. Sorry.
Persuasion.
Persuasion.
It's all good.
Dirty 20.
Yeah, so he just looks at you and he goes, "Well, I don't know where he lives personally, as in like I've never been to his house, but I'm pretty sure." Hey, Kyle. Kyle, and one of the two dudes who was just drinking just goes, "Yeah." Remy, Mr. Silver and Gold over there. Yeah. Didn't he marry your cousin? Yeah. Where do they live? Oh, well, they're 2 streets, and he'll give you directions. They're about 2 streets over, 4 houses down. He's like, yeah, they've got a little, they're the only door, they have a brass knocker. They're the only door on that street with a knocker, so.
Perfect. I greatly appreciate it. And I will give them the copper that I have.
Yeah, they hold the copper. They look like they are very, very pleased with having more drinking money, and they both hustle off to the bar.
Perfect. What is the rest of the party doing?
Yeah, so, so, Ilya and Mickey having gone in, is there anything you guys wanted to do as you were, hanging out, or were you just kind of following Baron around?
I'm just hanging out. I don't know about anyone else.
Yeah, alright.
Kind of wondering. To be fair though, kind of wondering what the hell he's doing.
Fair enough.
I was probably somewhat close to Varen, but not like
Okay.
actively being involved in anything specific.
I'm going to.
No, hold on.
Oh.
Is there anything specific you wanted to do though? Like nothing. Just double checking with you, Ilya.
I guess just keeping an eye on like anything suspicious, but
Okay. Roll me a perception check.
uh 22.
I will keep that in mind. So yeah, as you guys are doing this on the inside, on the outside, as the streets are truly beginning to come to life, the normal merchants and this and that being replaced with people off of work and looking to, have a good time, do their stuff afterwards. Stormy and Airtos, what are you guys? You guys are just kind of hanging out outside. What are you doing? Are you literally just standing there watching the jeweler's shop, or how are you going about this? I will ask.
I feel like we found like not necessarily an alley, but like the corner of a building, and I pictured me leaning up against it, maybe talking to Airtos. You
Okay.
just kind of
Yeah.
watching the street, watching the people come by.
I'll say roll me a performance check actually instead of stealth, because this is more of, hey, how well do we blend in?
Oh, good, because I have this disadvantage because of my heavy armor on stealth.
Both of us, or just Stormy?
You both can roll, yeah. That's fair.
Oh, I got a 7. So I am, when they're like act natural, and someone starts like clearly not acting natural.
You are actively whistling and twirling a cane like the Peanut Man.
Yeah, I don't even know where I got the cane. Maybe like there was an old dude sitting on a bench. I just picked up his cane and started spinning it.
I got a 15.
Okay. Okay. So as you guys are hanging out there, while they're inside for a good long bit, you do see. Well, actually, let me. Yeah. So coming out of his shop, you see Remy the jeweler comes out, looks to his left, looks to the right, and sees you guys sitting there, and is immediately, you see him like give a small start and then duck back into his shop real quick.
Oh. I feel like I wouldn't react because I feel like you would be
Same.
waiting for me to react to see if we were like, oh no, he saw us, you know. So if we just stood
Yeah,
around and
Fair. Okay.
act casual, he'll
If we do anything differently, it seems like we are
Yeah,
trying
draw
to.
attention.
Yeah, so we'll just
Yeah.
continue to do what we're doing.
yeah.
So you see a moment later, he does leave this time. A small bundle under his arms that you didn't notice before, and he's still looking at you guys like very quickly. Just kind of he speed walks. He doesn't like.
I want to
run.
say Stormy waves at him.
He's-
Like Stormy, like slightly, like hey.
Immediately
staring at him, so,
head
"Hey."
down. Head down, not even looking at you. It just hustles off, speed walks in the opposite direction. About 5 minutes goes by, and you hear from around the corner a new sound, metal jankling, a little bit of chainmail rustling, and around the corner, 3 of the guard that you've noticed around. These guys aren't quite as well equipped as the guard on the fort. These guys are just standard guards. They don't have the same emblem either. They don't have the eye with the fire inside of it. These guys actually have a what it looks to be a square, like a square made out of like interlinking chains with a single with a sword ran through the bottom of it, or not ran through the bottom, like pushed through. It's hard to explain, but yeah, with a sword.
I think I got a solid picture.
Yeah.
I got a solid picture.
So they come around and they just one of them stops up. He has a red armband tied around his right bicep, a long sword on his hip instead of a spear. But other than that, he doesn't look any different. He just goes, "Hold up." He's just kind of talking to the guys behind him. Walks. He's very clearly making his way over towards you, but he's not like actively sprinting, as he just clearly makes his way over.
Kind of just side eye Air Toast, like here we go. Because I mean, I feel like both me and Air Toast would understand getting called out by random people on the street because of how we look. So we're just like, here we go again.
Anticipated this.
Yeah,
So he
it's coming.
walks up to you guys and just goes, "So, I hear y'all have been harassing some of the merchants on this street, and now you're staking out his shop."
I feel like Stormy would respond very quickly and be like, I personally haven't spoken to anybody today except for my compatriots, so I don't know how I possibly could have been harassing anybody. For one. For two, I don't drink, so I'm not going to go hang out in the tavern where my friends are, so I'm waiting for them to come out. I don't see that as staking anything out.
Yeah, we weren't trying to like make anyone uncomfortable. If we can go talk somewhere else, if that was what was happening.
Yeah, I mean, we were just hanging out. We didn't want to go into the bar. We didn't see a problem with this.
Make me persuasion checks, both of you, as you're kind of sitting here talking.
Could we possibly get one of us get advantage and the other one
Sure.
use the help action?
Yes, if you want to do it that way, also that is also fine. Yes.
Okay, what is your persuasion, Eric?
Give it to 8. Give it to
Plus
8.
7.
You go right ahead, sir. I have a +1.
No fucking way.
Please tell me you rolled 2.
So with a natural 1,
Yeah.
Holy!
a
Wait, with
natural
advantage?
2,
We're-
I rolled a 1 and a 2 with advantage.
Oh
Well,
my god.
At least
So
it's not a
nine.
natural one.
We're gonna have to fight these guys now.
So it's not a natural one. That's good.
Oh,
Correct.
So
It's
he
9
looks-
total.
mine's not bad.
Okay. So he just looks at you and he just goes, "Listen, Alright, I wasn't born yesterday, and I know that there was more to your group.
Clearly, you're a
than
large
you-
man.
Yeah, okay. I'm aware that there was more to your group. He said it was a group of them, not just you. However, you guys are the only ones who appear to be standing right outside the home of someone that you were apparently rather, say suspicious. You guys were acting real suspicious in his own words. Told us you were
Well,
asking all sorts of questions about how you can walk around his shop, saying you're investigating all these disappearances. Just by,
Okay. And has any of that information been proven false?
listen, I'm not asking you. Listen, and he kind of like takes a deep breath, like composes himself a little bit, just goes, listen.
These cops are so much better than real ones.
Uh,
Much
We'll see how it
nicer.
goes.
Yeah, we'll
Let's
see.
see how it
We'll
goes.
see
So far,
how
they're
it
much
goes.
nicer.
Acorn.
Huh?
Oh God.
Oh,
Sorry.
Acor. Oh, yeah. No, I know. Yeah.
Uh,
So he looks. He says, "Listen,
Sweet
man.
potato.
Where are your friends in this tavern?
You didn't say sweet potato on the
how should
on the
I
what's it
know?
called, did you?
They're inside the tavern and I'm outside the tavern. How am I supposed to know
Hey,
where
listen,
they are at the tavern?
buddy. Listen, just calm down. I'm not. If I can
You
help it, I'm
de-escalate,
not.
sir. You came over to me and started accusing me of harassing people when I
Stormy,
haven't
Stormy,
started
it's
talking.
okay. It's okay.
You
It's okay, Stormy. What do you want us to go get our friends from the tavern? We really aren't trying to cause any problems. If you want us to
Well,
leave,
tell that
this
to your
location-
friend, 'cause he's coming
What?
across as really hostile right
He's
now.
just bad with people. It's all right.
Stormy just crosses his arms and starts pacing in a small circle. He's just grumpy now.
Grumps.
I feel
Okay.
my freedoms have been infringed.
My
I'm a
hair is
sovereign
normally
citizen.
white and wispy, and the air genasi in me, it's starting to look like storm clouds in my hair because I'm starting to get upset. So it's just like slightly darker now.
I thought that's actually really fucking cool. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. He looks at you and he just goes, or looks at you, Ertos, and it's just gonna go. All right. One, you need to get your friend to calm down. All right. I didn't come over here with the intention to arrest anybody, and he did say intention exactly like that too. And all I'm trying to do is get your guys' story straight, see if you guys have any sort of proof that you are who you say you are, because between you and I, and he's gonna lean over to you, he's like, man, he's kind of a prick, man. I mean, he's a real piece of work.
Of course. You have to understand my friend's hesitance at being approached. We often don't get approached by people who are kind to people who look like us. But as for proof, I do have this piece of paper that I'm gonna pull out.
I was gonna say, do you have it, Aiden, or was it somebody else?
Go for it slowly.
If you have it,
I don't have.
Okay.
I don't have the stuff that says we can carry the bone stone, but I do have the thing that he gave us on the boat to help us pass through.
Oh.
Like the gate when we first landed.
'Cause I
and
think-
he never asked for it back.
Somebody
so I
has a
took
lot
it.
of feedback, by the way.
Is it me?
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, he takes it and he just goes, Captain Vendel, huh? Well, while I do know the name, I don't see anything that says that y'all are investigating such. Do you have anything else? Because listen, he kind of looks at you and just goes,
We
like,
do.
listen,
What other issue would we be investigating over here?
Well, Airtos and I don't have anything, but you guys do. So at this
Somebody
point, we would.
fucking say sweet potato on the mic.
So, no. I was about to say, with a 22 in persuasion, Ilya, as you're kind of hanging out, looking around for things going wrong, the tavern just looks like a seedy, not great, but not like completely illegal tavern. But you do hear some sort of a ruckus outside, especially with how Stormy was acting. I'll say you definitely hear a ruckus outside. And you hear Stormy, voice raised.
Say that I use thaumaturgy to kind of make it like
Test. Hello?
low rumbles of thunder because I was getting upset. It's kind of like a going along with the hair change.
Fair. I like it.
You hear my signature rumble.
The rumbles.
The rumbling.
I'll know trouble anywhere. Stormy's in trouble.
Hearing the commotion, Ilya just sighs. I'm gonna walk past Varen and say, "There's something going on with the. I will be right back." And I will step outside.
Are they outside?
Yes,
Just-
they're outside.
I see.
If just keep an ear out, and if
I'll come
something
with you.
goes bad,
All right.
Um,
So the
Yeah.
three of you walk out, and you see this crowd as he's sitting there. He's like, as he's starting into this speech, as you walk out here and you hear like,
I'm
listen.
a sovereign citizen.
no, no.
Oh God, that will go over great.
That
That will go over great in a state that literally calls itself a tyranny. That will just be lovely. So yeah, so
You're being
he says
tyrannical.
there,
We know.
also, I just completely forgot about this as a character. This guy's a half-orc, by the way, and this guy isn't a human.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he looks at you a little bit, and he just goes, "Listen, he's gonna once again put his hand out to Storm. He's like, I understand, looking a bit different. Trust me, I do. But that does, with all due respect, if what he told me was true, you guys were acting a little sketchy, and you guys can't prove or provide any sort of documentation that you were actually out here doing what you said you were doing. So, I mean,
the
I don't.
two of us can't, but I do believe someone else in our party has that evidence. It looks like
Well,
you're coming
okay,
out now.
well,
If you could,
As he comes out, I'm like, you need to talk to that guy.
Who do you point to?
Who are you
Varen.
pointing to? Varen.
Varen.
Okay.
I would say.
You talk to the
Okay.
jeweler.
Oh,
All right.
also seeing Stormy in a state, I'm gonna motion, Stormy, please just let's take it down a notch, just because we don't want to get ourselves in any trouble by causing any sort of ruckus. Correct?
I know. I'm calming down. I'm calming down. I wasn't
It's
going to go full hurricane or anything. I'm
It's-
calming down.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay. As I start calming, breathing, my hair starts changing back to normal.
And I will look at the. You said half orc or orc man?
Half orc, not full orc.
I will say, hello, sir. My name is Ilya. Is there a problem going on with my companions here?
Well, you and your companions. There was a report came in. Well, a report. Guy came by and said, "Hey, these people came and harassed me at my shop. We're acting super suspicious," and then said he also caught sight of a couple of them who appeared to be staking out his place, watching for him and this, and that. So I'm simply coming over trying to get both sides of the story and trying to see, what your guys' deal is, and if you have any proof of that you guys are legit and not about to rob this man blind, essentially.
I mean, we did take a job to investigate some missing peoples, but we got that from job from Ivan. Oh, I don't remember his last name. I apologize.
Yeah,
got it
Captain
from-
Vendel. I
Yes.
got shown the letter from him, sure, and the letter's fine and well, but that doesn't prove any sort of employment or other forms of that doesn't prove that you're on the job. I hate to be an asshole about it, but with all due respect, I'd be a pretty shit at my job if I didn't follow through on suspicious behavior such as this without some sort of proof, and I just let y'all go. So.
No, I understand that. As for us being here currently, I rented an inn room. That's why we're here.
Fair.
But I believe one of us has. I'll look. Did we get a letter specifying that we're doing this job?
well,
I know we got the letters for the other things, but did we get one
I
for this
think
job?
he gave us the sheet.
I have a paper for general contracting within the tyranny, but I don't have
Well,
one
I mean-
specifically for this job, and I'll show him that paper.
Yeah, that
This
should
this
be
one is
enough.
for the this one's for the bone stone and such, right?
Oh.
I have two different papers. One for possession of the bone stone, and one for general that allows us to have general contracting within the tyranny.
Yeah.
I don't have
see-
one specifically for this job.
Or
but
yes,
did,
that's
yes,
did
what
he
I have.
give
Oh.
us Did he
Uh,
give us the one that he? Because we weren't in
No,
his
you,
office.
you were just told to go
Oh, okay. Meh.
hit up
Seems
Len.
Okay, so
Right.
it was this second. Okay.
Yeah. So he looks at it. He's, looks at it and almost a little embarrassed, reaches into a little pouch behind his back and pulls out a pair of old-timey, really basic spectacles and slips them on his head. And you can see a couple of his men behind him, like the three dudes that are clearly like in his squad or whatever. Like one of them kind of like hides his mouth a little as he smiles.
I feel
Half-orc.
like I give them a look. Like,
Yeah.
definitely, what the fuck
Okay.
is wrong with you?
Vision
Yeah, fair enough.
impairment happens to everyone at a certain age. It's nothing to make fun of.
Do you say that out loud?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. He just looks at him and he's like, "Ah, fucking assholes." As he looks at the one and he just goes, "Yeah, you're." He looks at the one specifically who was like hiding his little giggle and he just goes, "You know what? Have fun walking all night." And the guy just goes, "Ah, fuck," and he turns back to reading. Well, folds it back up and hands it to you. That should just about do it. I mean, I'm just a constable. I don't have the authority to question full mercenary employees of the state. So, yeah, I'll tell him he can fuck right off.
Question.
Sure.
Are you personally, or this group of young, fine constables or other guards, will you be out tonight?
Yeah. This is my shift. Well, I'm only over the area from the north to the east. West gate. There's another guy from the west to the south. So essentially, what he's saying is he covers like this area.
Oh, okay. He covers this left
Yeah.
hand. He covers that.
That
Right
little,
angle.
that little
And
corner,
there's
and then there's
somebody
another
that
guy
does
for
this.
this, and then there's another guy for this. Yeah.
And if I remember correctly, Traveler, we are assuming, you can't obviously give us exact, we are assuming the next abduction's gonna happen here, or
The
where?
last one happened up here.
Okay, yeah. So
One that you know of.
we're assuming it's gonna come from the way he described it. Would I know whether Remy's house is in his sector or the one below it?
It would be in his because Remy's shop is roughly here, and he said it was a couple streets down, so it'll be up here.
Perfect.
So it's at the west gate, so it's a weird little like meshing of. Yeah, it's like a meshing of such. Like it's one of those weird. It's like on the border of both, from the way he was describing it, at least. It
If
ends at the west gate, and that is the west gate. I'm talking now.
we are looking into the disappearances, and we have a lead. We have a suspicion that something might be going down around tonight.
You guys managed to find a lead?
Yes, late midnight.
Well, what's your lead? Because I've been looking into it. They are different sexes, different genders, different. Well, I mean, obviously two of them are the same gender, but then the third one kind of threw off that pattern, or the woman, male. Yeah. Then the third one kind of threw off that pattern. Then,
Well,
I mean, yeah, they did. There was no set timing to it, so it's not some weird like weird beast from Spine Tail type of situation. I've been stumped personally. It's
where
completely
have
random.
they been happening? In what order?
Well, and he'll tell you what you already know. It's right here. Roughly 5 days later, roughly 6 days later, there was one right here. Then roughly 5 days later, there was one right here. Or 4 days. 4 days later. Sorry, 4 days later, there's one right there.
So 3 is a pattern in my eyes.
Well, there's a pattern to be sure. I'm not saying there's no pattern, but what I'm saying is it's not like it's every 5 days. There's no lunar cycles. I double checked with our. I double checked with some of them. I don't know. Some people are smarter than me up at the military, up at the army, and they assured me that there was no lunar patterns that fit that description. So it's not some sort of one of them that transforms and they can't control themselves and such. I double checked with the people over at the Shrine of Lendis. There's no religious significance to any of the days. There's no religious significance to the sequence. I am stumped.
All right. Well,
Yeah, if y'all have a lead, I would
I'm not. We have an idea, but what I will say is, it's most likely nothing to overly concern yourself with, because it could be absolutely nothing, right? We could be completely wrong. It's more of a hunch, dare I say. But if something does happen, we're talking in mass hypotheticals at this point. If something happens, and it is a beast or a monster of some type, more than likely we will attempt to subdue it. Or maybe chase it down, if that's not an option, but subduing it would be ideal. If that happens, it might be loud. So, just as a warning, for tonight especially, if you hear something loud, it should happen around this area, if our assumptions, our hunches are correct.
Okay. Well, I'll keep a couple guys around. Just and he looks at the one guy. You see him look over at the one guy who kind of giggled a little and get a little bit of a smirk on his face. Keep a couple guys walking around just to
Will it be these
keep an eye out.
gentlemen?
Yeah, Steven, and once again, the guy laughed, immediately hangs his head, and then he's like, and yeah, sorry, Merle, you're joining the short straw today. Steven and Merle will be around.
Perfect. Well, luckily, you are now acquainted with our group, and we will let you know, especially if something happens. Nothing more that I want than to help those that are in need. So, I think hopefully we're able to get this all figured out tonight.
Oh, that'd be swell. Yeah. Well, keep me updated.
I most certainly will.
Alright, well, boys, looks like we're, you two, you're gonna stay here, and he starts, like, detailing little patrol routes, and he mentions other people, like, it's not just these guys for that entire section, 'cause that's a big ol' section. Starts like, yeah, I'll send these guys to cover down in that area, y'all stay around here, blah, 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 that kind of stuff. But yeah, he seems to have not forgotten you existed, but moved off of questioning you.
Perfect. Just what I wanted to hear.
See,
Alright,
it was easy to deal with, friends. Just a simple talk and someone who was a bit antsy. That because we just decided to stand here.
Yeah, I mean, he was pretty nice, all things considered. I thought for sure he was going to try and kill us.
No, that man was nice. I mean, the jeweler was antsy just because we decided to stand here. That's
Oh, I mean, yeah.
whatever. I guess I can understand why he's
Waved
upset.
at him. I was being friendly.
Even the guard said he was kind of a dick, so
Oh,
He
that
might
means he's
just be a
probably a
dick.
dick.
yeah. Did you guys learn anything inside?
I think Varen did.
Yes, I have the guards left.
Yeah, they kind of walked off now.
Okay. Well, not to freak out this paranoid jeweler even more, but I don't know where he lives. So, I think it's, if we are assuming that this is going to happen at their residence, and that it is going to be his wife or him that leave tonight, or that are chosen, are disappeared, we assuredly need to have someone looking in that area.
I mean, so far it's been the spouses or the significant others of people who cheat, as far as we can tell, right? That's the best pattern.
Yes.
And he said that the woman is sick, so we should probably keep an eye near the home.
I
But-
agree.
If she's sick and he likes to do a little dance outside of his relationship, he is likely to do that tonight. I feel like that'd be the perfect opportunity for a creature or a person to kidnap your sick wife, is when you're out banging someone else.
I agree, but I don't.
I still think we should watch his house. I just think we need to be
No.
aware that he might pop out and see us potentially.
Yes. I have a solution as to maybe being able to find a place for us to hide and watch his house. Do
What
any
is
of
this
you
place?
have any way to disguise yourselves?
No, but I can make all of us a bit harder to detect.
It's pretty hard to disguise myself. I will be honest.
I can do this, and I take my cloak and I like kind of put it over my face, kind of like Thor in Love and Thunder. Like I can do
Wow.
this. It's about
I can do that too.
All right. None of those things are helpful. Understand?
Loki is not going to have a very convincing disguise. Let me just say that much.
I disagree. I think making us all harder to detect is helpful. I just think you're not thinking about it as cool as it is.
No. Ethos,
No.
you have a point, but I think that might be more helpful tonight.
Oh yeah, that's what I was
So-
talking. What were you talking about?
I was talking about right now. And as he does that, you're gonna see Varen disguise himself into the visage of Steven. Was that guard you said? Traveler?
Which one of which ones? There's
The
like
shamed
5.
one. The one that got shamed for being an ass about the guy's declining.
Oh, an ass about the
visual
guy's glasses.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Steven and Merle are the ones who are staying close that you
Alright.
heard him mention.
I'm going to disguise myself as Steven, and I am going to walk I'm gonna walk over to or start to make my way over to Remy's house. As I do, I'm going to.
You want us to come with, or what do you want us to do?
No, I'm just going to see if there's an area that would be easy for us to observe his house from that might not be too out in the open.
Oh, okay, I see.
So I'm just gonna walk and over to their house and.
Yep, it is a very short walk. Yeah, making a perception check as you're walking about. You do see the house. You see the brass knocker that was described to you.
21.
21. Okay. So yeah, you walk over there. You're doing your little, lookaroo back and forth without looking too overly,
Oh, I look like a guard.
Yeah, well, fair enough, actually. Yeah, I guess you do look like a guard, so it doesn't even matter. Yeah. As you walk out there, nobody's really giving you too much guff. One dude actually does wave to you, like he knows you. Not quite to the point that he's walking over and actively, like, saying something, but he does give you a quick wave.
I'll do the head nod.
You give him a head nod, so you're, Yeah, he just kind of, like, shrugs, thinks it's a bit odd, looks a bit oddly at you, but then just kind of shrugs and moves on with his day. Or night, rather. And yeah, so you make it over there, and with the 21, this seems to be a more residential area. There's not all the weird little shops and stores happening. However, you gather, like, it would not be hard to get up top on the buildings to watch. It would not, but there's no public places around it. These are mostly homes, but, like, the roofs aren't, like, guarded or lit up or anything, and there's a few different dark little, very narrow alleys around his home. There's dark little narrow alleys everywhere, really.
Alright, Traveler, and this might have to be a different role. I have been known to quietly and quickly evacuate from certain situations and buildings. If I was in the building, is there any area that I look like I would use as like an escape route-esque area? Like if I was trying to sneak out of
his
this house.
home?
Yes. That I could see.
From the front, no. There's just the door out front. You
Okay.
don't necessarily see anything like crazy. Like there's nothing like obviously shouting, "Hey, look! Here's a way to sneak out." If that's what you mean, no. There's nothing that's that obvious or. just
But
around.
there's no like
per se.
adjoined alley out the back that like through the back area.
Oh,
of the
oh,
house,
oh.
or-
There's no. This one does not have an alley on either side. You don't know what the back looks like, but at the very least, there's no alley down either side that you can see now.
So the best I can tell, it's one way in, one way out. From what
One
I
way
can
in,
see.
one way out.
Got it. Single or double story?
Single story, but the only double story that you've seen so far was the Drunken Maiden, the one tavern. That's been the only double story. That and the Temple of Lendis, but that's a whole separate thing.
Yeah.
That looks very out of place with everything.
All right. All right. Perfect. I'm going to walk around a bit more. I've got an hour of time that I just want to walk around, familiarize myself a bit with the area.
Okay. Yeah, you can get yourself fairly familiar with the area in that time.
All right. And then are there windows in his?
There's
Like,
one.
one
Out
window?
the front that you can see, there's one small window to the left of the door.
All right. Okay. Assuming candlelit or something by now.
Yeah, there's a small candle inside. A little
That's
bit of
it.
light burning somewhere in there. Okay, alright. Yeah, you get there and you can make your way back in your hour. It's literally like a 5-minute walk. It's a couple streets over. It's not a big thing.
Perfect. Well, good news is if someone were to try to sneak out or sneak in, from best I can tell, you're going to have to use the main entrance. The downside is not very many good vantage points unless we want to get on top of the roofs of some of these buildings. So,
I mean, we don't know what this is, so it's possible it doesn't need doors, but that's
Sure.
good to know for us, to know that that's the only way we're getting in.
Well, if these people also seem to just
leave.
leave,
themselves.
they'll have to go through the door.
Yeah.
I would
I mean-
imagine. I imagine. I mean, for all I know, it could be. I mean, I could teleport. Maybe
Right.
they can teleport
We've-
them. I don't know.
Yeah,
'Cause
exactly.
We have no info as to, in every time that we've gotten information, these people have been here and then been gone. We've never seen them. The eyewitnesses have never seen them leave. Correct?
You are correct, sir.
Okay.
The two that were married just disappeared from bed. The one that was just a boyfriend just didn't show up for a date one day.
Yeah. Well, this will either go one of a few ways. We either figure out what is happening tonight, and we deal with it. We miss what is happening tonight, and then we have an established pattern. Nothing happens tonight. We give it a day, and hope that our timing was a little bit off. Or come tomorrow, we find out that they were abducted and that we missed something. Either way, we're going to learn something tonight, more than likely.
Okay, so this might be a crazy idea, but if what's-his-face leaves to go have cheating on my wife sex with somebody else,
Uh-huh.
could you, or anybody, but probably you, sneak into the house after that? And then you're there, and you can see, like, not watch her while she sleeps, because that's fucking weird, but, like, be there in the room so that you know if something comes from the ground, or she starts to glow and then zaps away, you know?
Yeah,
Would that be an option?
I
Um,
could.
above board, I would like in Stormy's mind, he doesn't want anything to happen to her either way. So he was probably still going to post up and at least have eyes on the house because
Oh, yeah.
he wouldn't be able to forgive himself if we were like, yeah, we're going to give it another day and then she's gone. It's like we could have done something.
No, I think we're gonna be near the house either way. It's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
what we see. We have no idea what we're dealing with, so us even being there, we could still miss it.
Yeah,
We
and
have
I
no
don't
idea.
want to.
Yeah.
We have no idea what it is, and we
Like-
can't just like break in.
Assuming, yeah, because we have authority, but we don't have, hey,
that much.
what you doing there in your sleep authority.
Right.
Right.
So,
And if we're all sitting outside waiting for something to walk in the front door and then walk out the front door with her, and then
Yeah.
that doesn't happen, then we're just gonna be sitting there all night with our thumbs up our ass.
yeah, exactly. So either the thing can teleport in, take her, and teleport out. In which case, we'll know in the morning because his wife won't be there. Either
Which we
that,
don't want.
Which we don't. Well, obviously, we don't want. Or we see it happen, which we don't want. I mean,
If
we
we
want,
see it,
but
we
we
can
don't.
at least attempt
Yeah.
to stop it.
exactly. So,
Which is why I suggest you being inside to see it potentially happening in a way that we maybe can't understand or predict.
How many hours is it until midnight? Roughly.
It's about. I'll say between the recognizance and everything, it's probably it's about 8 right now.
Shit. Okay.
Shit.
No, I can't do that then. It'd be pushing too hard. I did not prepare. I have spells that would actually be very useful for this, but
asleep in the
we pushed it to. It's been too long for me to try and take a long rest to switch stuff out.
I mean, how do you? I thought
So-
you only needed 6.
I need 4, but if this happens around 12, that's pushing it pretty hard.
I mean, here's the worst case. I'm gonna be honest.
I mean, one of you
It's
can
kinda
wake
like
me up. but-
Metagaming in world metagaming. If we know that you need rest to be able to commune with whatever god or deity, like if we know how that
Not
works,
really. You know, I need to
If you know,
like
then
take time to.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I prepare spells. I would know how I need to prepare them.
Yeah.
You awake versus you asleep.
But yeah, that's kind of. I have spells that would be very useful, but that's gonna be pushing it to the point where Ilya probably wouldn't try it
Well,
at this
you
point.
have a 4-hour trance and we can wake you. So you can like meditate for seemingly around like 4 hours. Try to get it in, and if you can't, well, we'll
Wait,
wake
if
you.
we're
Plus, you're
8
probably
till,
gonna be stealthier asleep.
wait 8 till midnight. What time? I thought it was like 6.
No, with all
Well,
the
it
stuff
was,
we've
but
been
that was
doing,
before you just did all that you just did.
and I wouldn't start this until I knew what was going on. So
So it is 8, not 8 hours until midnight. I see. Okay.
Yeah. It's 4 hours till midnight.
I
yeah,
see.
it is 8 now.
I heard wrong.
How big is the house? Like, is there like a way we could like post up and like be able to see into a window? So maybe we don't have to necessarily be inside, but maybe stealth on a roof, like adjoining or across the street or like nearby.
I mean, from what you saw, it was about the same size as the other houses. It's more just well taken care of. The rest of the houses are all once again, you kind of nailed it on the head. If you've seen like Extraction, the Fast and the Furious movies, any of those movies where it shows a very stereotypical like,
Favela.
yeah, it looks pretty much exactly like that.
Just
But this one's a bit. This one's nicer. There's red brick outside. Or not red brick, but it's like there's a bit of stonework on the outside. It was in a row of nicer ones too. Like these are a little less ramshackle. This appears to be like where a lot of the merchants on this street live, type of situation.
Varen, was there an alleyway across from the door?
DM.
Not directly across, but pretty close, I'd say.
Within an area that we could watch, I'm sure, yes.
Okay, because and I can see well enough in the dark where I don't need to be like right at the entrance to the alleyway or anything like that. I could be pretty deep in the alley and still see the door depending on where I position myself.
This is
I
I'll
have 60 feet dark vision.
yeah. I was
and
gonna say,
I'm
Traveler.
also going to try and keep an eye on invisible creatures just in case.
That's a good one.
If no one's seeing anything, I'm worried that it might be something that can stay hidden from normal sight.
Smart.
That is a very
So
sweet.
I want to try and be. I want to have sight on the door so I can keep an eye on that at the very least.
That being said, Traveler, did there look to be anything along the lines of street lamps or?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. I won't be able to see anything when it goes dark. So.
Well, you can actually. Remember, I have abilities that it'll only be for an hour, but I have abilities that'll let you do that.
Is that a spell slot above table?
No, that's a class feature, I believe.
Cleric things.
Ah.
Twilight cleric things.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah, try to put it.
more than like. Well, does your bubble give vision right now? It gives dim, right?
It gives dim, but this is a different ability.
I know. I'm just.
I
Trying
can do
to
it for
think.
3 people.
The
dome. If I pop that out, it's going to be very well known instantly.
No, I know.
Especially
I'm thinking.
especially
of,
at midnight, it'll be well known.
I'm just thinking of I would rather have an hour of dark vision when shit starts to hit the fan. Like if you see something, you pop us with it, us normies, and then we give the people that don't have dark vision.
You just gotta get close enough to be pretty quick.
Yeah.
I can only do it once, and you need to be within 10 feet of me. 3 people I can do it to.
So who has dark vision?
Stormy.
Stormy.
And that's it.
Ilya.
So you would have 3 people to give it to, and it's the 3
But-
people who need it.
Yeah. So
Don't-
as you guys will just have to get close enough to me pretty quick, or at least
It
at some
doesn't
point early on.
20 feet of dark vision.
Do what?
Doesn't it give them the same 120 feet of dark vision?
Homie, I have 300.
No, I'm
Yeah.
saying when we. So they
No,
get 300.
Yeah, they share my dark vision. I have
Okay.
300. They have 300. It's only for an hour, but
Is crazy.
yeah, it's a.
I have to get PG distance to see things.
All right. It's your call, but from what I can gather, I think having maybe those with dark vision watch the house, and one of those without dark vision patrol around with a torch, just around the general area, not necessarily around the house in specific, but in
Is she
its
tight?
area. What was that?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was muted. I was talking to my son.
You're good. Just so we have a third set of eyes that can see, but then also our main focus being on this house that we suspect.
My only fear with the torch is that Remy is already suspicious of us, and if he sees any of us near his home, I think he's gonna freak the hell out more, you know?
Fair.
We definitely need to try and keep out of his view.
Right.
I mean, hopefully, if he does happen to go and leave tonight, hopefully it'll be earlier than midnight. But we'll just have to try and. I mean, if we do have someone patrolling, it should be someone who can try and disguise themselves. If you're able to do that again, Varen, that might be a good
I
thing.
I can.
Since you're the one who can do it very easily, I guess.
The issue is
I don't know if it's actually easy, but still.
It's easy. It's just it would take up the last bit of my arcane abilities doing so. It's a lie, no it wouldn't, but wow. Yes, I could definitely attempt to do that.
That'll be your call.
All
Depending
right.
on how you want to
Approach it.
use your abilities.
Yes. Well, I suggest if anyone needs it, we get a little bit of rest. Between now and then, I'd say more than likely we look to set up everything around a few hours before midnight. Or do you think we should get in position now?
Well, it is a few hours before midnight, so
Those are the same thing.
I think it's 8. I was thinking like 10:30.
I mean, we could definitely wait till like 10 or so.
I'm just thinking, Traveler, what is the outs? Have people started to return to their homes by now, or are we still?
Oh, definitely not. No, it's still this residential area. There's people kind of like just running in and about. You don't really know where. They're just kind of going places. But there's not like you haven't seen any drunkards moving back to their homes yet. No.
All right. Well, realistically, we do have a little bit more information. Seeing as there's no other witnesses in regards to these disappearances, we know it has to happen at a time, if these people are leaving their own houses, it has to happen at a time where there's no one else out on the street. So, either it's the worst case scenario, and it's a creature or entity with the ability to abduct them from their houses, or it happens when the town is near deserted.
I mean, both is also possible.
Yes.
Well, if nothing, hopefully we can discover that today.
Yes, we can
If
eliminate
assuming we aren't able to. Best case scenario, obviously, we're able to stop whatever this is and keep her from disappearing. Worst case, I hope that at the very least we can learn enough to stop this next time.
Yes.
All right, so yeah, we fuck around for 2 hours and then we'll go stake
Okay.
out the house.
Well, do you have anything specific, or you're just kind of fucking around for 2 hours?
Fucking around, but not finding out.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
I want to, if we're assuming that Remy is already in his house, outside of the view of his house, I want to walk around and see if I can gauge what the guard cycle is.
Okay.
If I have
Make me a.
Can I actually ask a
perception
question
check.
first?
Oh,
Varen,
sure.
Are you doing this disguised?
I'm assuming that Remy is at his house, so no.
No, are you going disguised? Because if you're not, Illy would want to go with you.
Oh,
So
I'm not
she
going
can try and
disguised.
figure out
No.
where she's going.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I would like to go with you then, just so I can figure out where best for me to see the door.
Sure.
Sure. Yeah. As you're walking along, both of you make me perception checks. You for the door, and you to do your best to watch guard cycles.
Perception, you say?
16 for Ilya.
Perfect. Okay.
Big fat 8.
Okay. So Ilya, you do see, it's a little offset. It's about 10 feet to the left of where your normal, of where the actual window itself is, because there's a little indent too. But it will give you a half decent view of your, you know, it'll give you a half decent view, yeah. As far as, excuse me, as far as your, guard cycles, 15, yeah, or with a 7, you said?
8.
Oh, 8, okay. You do see a couple guards. You do specifically see, once again, Steven and Merle. They kind of give you like a little half wave as you're walking along. They don't appear to have a set schedule in the sense that like it's exact, but you'd say they're probably doing a cycle that takes them anywhere between, but just depending on, it seems to just depend on how fast they're walking, 20 to 15 minutes, somewhere around there.
But it is Steven and Merle that I
Yeah,
see.
yes,
Repeated-
that it is them that
repetitively,
you see,
okay.
and you see them at least twice if you're taking that amount of time. Yes.
All right. I want to go over to Merle because Steven doesn't like me.
Fair. All right. So yeah, you walk over to Merle. He gives you a little nod.
Quick question: is there anywhere in around this area that connects to a sewer system or anything along those lines? If you have one here.
Sewer. That's that indoor plumbing shit, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he kind of like leans back and looks over, and as you look at what he's looking at, there appears to be like some not great communal, what is a shit house that he's looking at. He goes, Yeah, we don't got any sort of communal sewer system. They got one of those up on the fort, but not here.
I see. Have you ever had to deal with miscreants in this area specifically, or is this looks like a nice residential area?
Nice, and he kind of like raises his eyebrows. And he goes, "Well, nice is kind of relative. But,
Nice.
kind of gives you a little head nod of acknowledgement of what you were saying." But he goes, there's not much. How do I put this? I mean, most of the time, what we deal with is petty theft, and we just try to make sure that the soldiers who misbehave, we'll say, out on the town are taken back in and not allowed out for a period of time. But as far as serious sort of miscreants like disappearances, I'm assuming is what we're talking about here.
Yes.
We haven't dealt with anything like that in a couple. And he kind of like he looks at Merle, or no, sorry, Merle looks at Steven and just goes, "When was that fellow that we caught that kept knifing all the passerbys?" "Oh, that was 3 years ago." So for about 3 years now, it's been pretty quiet.
All right. Well, we'll let you know if we see anything, and if you see anything weird, give us a shout, and we'll come running to assist you.
Sure.
Perfect. Have a hopefully uneventful night.
Gives you a nod, and yeah, you too.
Okay.
He just kind of walks off. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
I keep getting work texts.
You're
So yeah,
good.
he just gives you a nod, and they continue their patrol.
All right. So. Ilya, Lilith, did you find a place that you're looking? That you
Yeah.
Okay.
It's good enough.
Good enough.
Maybe not exactly what you were looking for, but you found something.
Not perfect, but perfect didn't exist as far as I can tell.
How
so.
far would Ilya's spot be from the house?
If I had to guess, hold on, let me put it in the actual map thing, because right now I just have it in the map that I made, and that will adjust things possibly. But it should be within 20 feet. Should be.
Oh.
Like the mouth of the alley. It's
Oh.
literally like, it's like barely shifted a little over to the left when I say that it's close.
And did you say I can't see the door itself, but I can see like the little?
No,
walkway
you
going
can
towards
see
the
you
door?
can see both. You can see both.
Oh, I can see both. Okay.
I'll like I said, I'll pull up a map here in about 2 whole seconds.
Okay.
No, that's not what to do.
Yeah. Basically, my plan is the moment I see something suspicious or something goes too long, I'm gonna be looking for invisibility stuff.
Yeah,
in case.
I thought that.
That
there was
I
gonna
think
be,
that would be very useful.
I was thinking there was going to be more space between these houses and stuff, so I was expecting our communications to be a little bit lackluster, but it sounds like we can set up in a few different locations and be able to still talk to each other on the walkie-talkies.
So yeah, it will be about 40 feet from the door itself.
It's not too bad.
Good.
All right. Because you guys have been there and seen it. If it will load for me.
Map time.
Map time. This is a rough version of the alleyway. There's a little left turn right here. This isn't just a bunch of other homes. This is the alley that I was specifically talking about. It's right here.
All right.
Okay.
And that, if you can't tell because of the fact that it's furnished, is the room itself.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
Not a very big house. Does it have a second floor?
No.
Nope.
It doesn't.
Like I said, it's not a whole lot bigger than the rest of the houses. It's more just nicer in the fact that it's not built from tin and plywood.
All right. Yeah, I guess it's time to wait.
All right. So, you guys, is everybody staying up? Or are you guys doing shifts? How are you gonna do it as you wait?
Let me check what Mickey's got in terms of spell slots. I'm good. I'm good.
For some reason, I thought you got Bardic Inspiration back at a short
I
rest.
did.
You don't. Not yet, at least.
No, I do need to regain my Bardic Inspiration.
What about
I
our
guess I'll
martial
rest.
characters? Y'all doing
I'll
good?
start resting.
I mean, I'm full on everything.
We have
I'll
not
rest, but keep
used
looking at
any
the
of
door.
our stuff recently, so.
Alrighty.
All right.
At
So,
what point do we start becoming exhausted if we stay awake?
Oh.
It depends. I do constitution checks for staying awake through the night. That's like all the way through the night with no sleep. Even if you only sleep a few hours, I may dock you for something. Like I might say, hey, you're still a couple spell slots down. Like you only recover half your spell slots if you only sleep 2 hours in the night. But as long as you get some sort of rest, I'm not
Yeah,
gonna start
I mean,
counting towards level
realistically, we're
exhaustion.
gonna be asleep by like 6 a.m. next
Right, I
Monday.
figured staying awake till midnight isn't an issue. That's just a late night.
No,
It's
yeah,
fine.
no. It's the next day that it becomes a problem, and if you
Gotcha.
don't sleep, gotcha.
Okay.
I stay awake like that all the time. I don't see the point.
So,
You be quiet,
Yeah.
metal man.
so if you were all staying awake, if you would like to, I will throw your.
Well, I'm taking a rest, but I'm gonna be looking at the door because keep in mind I get to stay conscious while I rest. So
Yes, you do. So yeah, you can just
Yeah.
prop yourself in front of the door as opposed to behind it, and yeah. I forgot Stormy gets big. I forgot Stormy just refuses to be
He's a
resized.
I've got a
He's
tiny,
crushing the
tiny
building.
Stormy, I think. Yeah.
Oh well,
Goliath Stormy
I'm
destroys
gonna
the city.
this.
I like Big Stormy.
there we go.
We all like Big Stormy.
Like big stormy second.
So if you want to go ahead and place yourselves where you think you'd be, so you guys aren't planning on like. Are you guys going to just be watching the whole time, or are you starting to pay attention at about 10? I'm trying to get a track of how this is going to go.
Once we
Oh.
come out here, I'm going to be paying attention until we are no longer here.
I am
Oh.
going to be back to like this side of the alley, looking this way.
Okay. All right.
I can't see in the dark, so I'm going to wait
Oh yeah,
until...
I can't see shit either. So
I'm gonna wait until... Because I can
probably
pass...
see Big
I can cast Pass Without a Trace, but it only lasts for an hour, so I don't want to do it until it's, like, important.
Yeah.
You know... Hang on. Let me double check something because I might adjust how I'm going to be doing this.
Oh yeah, you're good to take all the time you need. I'm not in no rush.
So just as a note, at unless something happens earlier, at 11, I'll be using that ability to give people dark vision for an hour
11.
because I can also fuel it to do it again with any spell level, any spell slot. So I'm gonna give it one at 11 just for extra, just to help us see a little bit better for a little bit, and then probably do it again at 12.
Yeah. Sure.
I'll say a little bit after you give it to us the first time, I'll cast Pass Without a Trace on all of us.
So make me
because
as
I'm thinking, which door are we focusing on? I'm just not getting on the map.
Yeah.
oh
The one that's furnished.
Mickey, where are you?
This is where you guys all are. These are buildings, right?
Those are houses.
yeah,
Yeah.
those are buildings and houses. I just didn't want to put down the whole. I have a pre-made template, and I didn't want to put them down.
And you guys are all staying over here.
Yeah.
Okay, then I
The
guess
alley
Mickey
continues this way.
Yeah, the alley is a bit deeper.
Mickey will sit around here while he's staring at the door. I got range.
Alright, so everybody, I'll just as a note, it goes to 11 fairly without incident.
Wait,
Okay, what?
we can put Gale, like, oh wait, no, he doesn't have wings yet.
Yeah, Gale doesn't have wings yet. Sorry.
And we put Gale on the roof, it would be so smart.
By the time
No.
Gale gets wings, he'll also be a large creature. I'm talking like horse-sized and up.
Hey, listen.
No, he gets them next on his next power up, which is level 7. But he gets becomes the size of a large dog at that point. So I can't ride him, but he will have a flying speed.
But Mickey can't. No, I'm
Oh.
kidding.
I mean, we can see how that plays out if you want.
Yeah, I
So-
think Mickey's a little heavy.
I was about to say mostly 'cause he's made of metal. Yes. So, once 11
Why
rolls
would you kill the
around-
dreams of Mickey flying?
No, it's not that it wouldn't work. It's just that it would all depend on the strength check that Gale rolls. So as 11 rolls around, nothing really happens that you can see. As 11 rolls around, the door creaks open, and you see the jeweler Remy kind of push the door open, look back in, and just go, of course, honey, I'm just going to check on the shop. I told you those ruffians were around today. I really, want to go make sure they haven't done nothing. And is going to step back out, close the door, and head off in the opposite direction of his shop.
Fucking of course.
Dirty liar.
Dirty fucking liar. While
What a
she's
piece
in
of
her
shit.
bed, what a piece of shit.
Ill too. Like that's messed up.
That's fucked.
Yeah.
I love how
So-
we all just shit on this guy.
Well, he was built to be that way. He was built
it's,
to be that way.
it's reasonable. It's reasonable.
So, as this happens, because you all did mention, everybody start making perception checks for this next little block of time.
I would also like to. So there's no windows here, right?
Nope.
On those houses. Are there any windows here?
There's a couple.
I want to try to stealth my way here. I'm assuming this is probably like a dark.
roll. Yeah,
dark
it's
corner?
darkish. Yeah, it's
Okay.
darkish. Yeah, roll me a stealth check.
You get +10 from Pass Without Trace.
Yeah, I do. Guidance.
Nice.
And you all have 300 feet of dark vision for the next hour.
I rolled a 15.
Okay, plus 10.
Oh, plus 10, 25 then?
No,
Okay.
I think
no, that was
Mickey.
Mickey's
Perception.
perception.
Oh, for the perception. Oh, my bad. So yeah, no, not plus 10.
That's not bad. That's not bad. We take those. Stealth? So 31.
31.
Nice.
You make it over there very ghost-like.
Nice.
Now, if
He
you
even
all
lose
would
track
like,
of you.
if you all would like to make me some perception checks,
Yep.
Mickey,
I
you got a
rolled-
15.
I'm gonna
I
be.
rolled a natural 20 for a 27.
Ilya has an
Okay.
18.
Ertos has a 27. Ilya has an 18.
Stormy has a 13.
Stormy has a 13.
What's your
Chase?
data roll?
Varen's gonna be listening for any bumps, abnormal
Yeah,
bumps
sure.
or sounds.
Yeah, sure.
What'd you say to roll?
You already rolled your perception, right? You got a 15?
Yeah.
Yeah.
10.
10. Okay. So
Just some
the
football.
night wears on. The night wears on. You see the lights in the middle of the. You see the lights in the house go dim. The light coming from out the window and under the door barely there, barely. Ertos with a natural 20. You all suddenly hear from the east, the northeast, the massive bells begin going off at midnight. Boom!
Warm. Have I had 6 hours? Came here at 8.
No.
So, no, it's been 4.
No, you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
no,
not-
no.
yeah.
one
I've
was
got an
watching.
idea of something I can do.
No, sadly. Bells, Traveler.
So yeah, sorry. Were you gonna did you have something else, Mickey, or is that or were you?
No, I think I'm going to. I'm not. I'm gonna keep resting.
Okay. So you all hear seemingly you're not sure from where this massive bell. Boom. 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 And on about the 5th strike, Airtos, with your special brand of dark vision that you've got right now, and with your very perceptive eyes, you see, especially with the natural 20, you see, as you're looking at this door, the light had already dimmed. It looked like she'd put all of her torches out. But to your eyes, you see, even to what looks like black mist is ever so slightly leaking out from the bottom of the door.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
Into the walkie-talkie bracelet, I'll be like, we need to get in there now.
All right.
Can Stormy use his action to cast Zephyr Strike on himself and literally plow through the door?
Oh.
It'll give me 60 feet of range and an attack.
You know what?
Yeah.
Give me a strength. Give me an athletics check to barrel through this door.
Yes, sir.
Also, as Airtos mentions this, can I just pop see invisibility, just in case?
Sure, easily, yeah, sure.
Cool.
I am going to ready the poison fucking wait. Can I?
I got
I
a
can't.
22 on athletics.
A 22 athletics. You burst through the door in a shower of splinters and the singular, seemingly proud brass doorknob flying further into the room, to be met with pitch black smoke and fog, now leaking even more violently from this room.
Do I know his wife's name?
Nope, nobody's asked.
Then I'm just gonna immediately shout out, does anybody need help? I see the smoke. Is everybody okay?
Nobody answers.
Even though we already have it, there in the moment we heard that it was problem. Ran over. Gonna pull out the wand of dancing lights and pop in lights into the room.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, you. I'm assuming just like all over here.
Yeah, if I can, yeah.
Let me look up dancing lights real quick. I want to see one major thing.
Also, as a note, after Stormy goes running and I get that invisibility off, see invisibility, I start following.
Same. Yeah.
No, it does not say you have to be. It does not say you have to be able to see where they're placed. Even as you cast dancing lights with the wand, you feel like it worked. The wand seems to work. Actually, roll me a. Hold on. This is one of Horde's wands. Roll me a d20.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah, brother.
That's a 4.
You're fine.
Woohoo!
Oh, thank God.
So yeah, but yeah, it works as it should, but the fog the smoky, foggy stuff remains. As a note, you can't see anything, Airtos. You are like blind right now because you are in it.
So it's
Wait,
magical.
Wait,
darkness.
Stormy.
Yeah.
Stormy can't see it.
Yeah,
Stormy
Stormy's in it.
can't
Yeah.
see it.
Okay.
Is in it and just can't see whatsoever right
Yeah,
now.
I
It's
was gonna say-
pitch black.
Airtos has a way around that.
Yeah, blind vision. So, think our
I was a
buddy with
little, I was a
vision
little
needs to look at
concerned
the
when you said
charge.
Airtos because I was like, oh no, does this also
It's
negate
Stormy.
blind vision or blind sight? That would
Stormy, I apologize.
Are we in initiative while we go in here since it
No,
seems like
no,
there's a lot of
you
stuff
guys
happening?
can. Well, you guys can pile in as much as you want.
Okay.
There's gonna be a sort of initiative in that nobody can do more than one action right now, and nobody can like move a crazy amount of feet. You can only move your movement or a dash.
Okay, I was only
I'm
asking
not
because
gonna-
I know I just used Zephyr Strike. Technically, it's a bonus action spell. I was gonna ask if I can use Thaumaturgy because I can throw open any door or window that's not locked. So I'm trying to open this window and this window to try to disperse the smoke a little bit.
Okay. As you use thaumaturgy, the windows rattle, but they don't actually open. They aren't those kinds of windows, so they just rattle a little bit and then nothing happens.
Okay.
I have knock. But I don't think that works. They're not opening windows.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that doesn't magically make hinges appear.
Forcibly open.
That's
So-
called breaking them. Just throw something at it.
What is everybody doing as this is occurring? As a note, Ilya, even with your see invisibility, this smoke and this smoky, foggy stuff is still pitch black to you.
Yeah, when
Uh,
you said magical darkness, I had a feeling I wasn't seeing through this either way.
I'm gonna.
Let's-
So
Go
even
ahead.
with the light, so this just is it like half vision, or we just can't see shit in here?
Oh, you can't see shit. I'm talking like you can't see within 5 feet of your face.
I think Aiden's the only counter solution to this, unless someone has dispel.
Yeah, no.
And I
Not
did
prepared.
happen to. I know with a 10, I probably didn't. Did I happen to hear where she might have been? As
What
she
about
was
assume
going
in
to
bed.
sleep?
Assuming in the bedroom.
You
I
have not heard or seen anything.
Okay. Huh.
There's.
Thank you guys. We don't know that's there, so stop.
We can't see that. That's
we
not
can't
helpful.
see that.
Fumble your way over there.
Don't you point.
You can also fumble your way over there.
Airtos will enter.
You do get you do get a vague sense of what's happening in this room through, once again, I don't know how it feels to lizards, but your blind sense. You are
Hey, Smokey.
you are aware, so you can like half, once again, I'm putting it in air quotations even though you can't see it, see the table, the door to your right, so you know that's there. You can't quite see through walls with blind sense. It just allows you to see without your eyes, essentially.
Yeah. Do I notice that the bedroom is to my right? Do I notice any
Well,
other
you can't-
creatures? These are the things.
The
I'm
door. Oh, so yes. There's no creatures within that you can see, or once again, if I talk about you seeing air toast, just assume I'm doing air quotes around the
Yeah,
words.
I got you.
Smelling. He's smelling.
No, you can't quite. You aren't getting any creatures. You can see the door, but that's about it because it is closed. It's not open. Like on the map, it's open. That's just how I connotate. That's a door.
I got you. I will enter that room.
Okay. You enter the room and you see a woman laying on the bed, but in your weird thermal, whatever you want to call it, sense, she is off. There is something wrong about this woman. You can hear these ever so slight noises rustling as she's kind of moving back and forth a bit. Not much, just mostly her head and like her shoulders are shifting as she's doing it. She is colder than she should be. Much colder, because the thing is a thermal, so I will say that. She appears to be much colder than she should be.
Shit. I will say to the party, when you enter, hug that wall and turn right into the room. That's where the bedroom is, and I'll like go up to her and like, oh god, I'm gonna like touch her arm, be like, hey, what's happening?
Theron
So-
is going to post out in front of the building.
And Mickey's gonna yell and carry her out.
So, as you go to touch her, you know she's there. She should be there, but your arm somehow like passes through her arm.
Oh, she's moving to a different plane.
You think? That doesn't sound like. I mean, that's. I mean, I don't know what trailer.
It seems
what
like she's going
Traveler-
ethereal or being banished. But can Mickey roll? Well, no, I guess Mickey doesn't know the information yet, so we'll
Yep.
wait until
You don't know shit.
it's communicated. But
Airtos
I think
mentioned
Mickey
which
knows
way to
what this
go,
is.
so I'm gonna run into the building and try and fumble my way there.
Sure. Yeah, I'll say it's not that hard. He gave you instructions. As you enter, Ilya, see invisibility is still up, correct?
Yes, it lasts for an hour and it's not concentration.
yes, I have a really fun interaction I never thought I'd have to deal with, but I know exactly how I'm going to play it because it's fun.
Oh shit.
You see in the bed, a pair of hands. You don't even see the woman, but you see a pair of hands, this ghostly, pale, sickly green, with their fingers massaging around. I'm gonna let you know. Ilya wouldn't know this, but fingers and fingers dancing and twirling right around inside this woman's head. You don't know that it's inside of her. Actually, you would, because she's kind of there. She's fainter, though. She doesn't glow like the other one does. It's more like a very faint, it's like a super old glow-in-the-dark thing that's lost most of the juju. But you can still kind of barely see it in the dark. That's what she looks like to your special vision. But the hands are glowing and bright, sickly green as they are dancing inside this woman's skull.
That's
Okay,
creepy.
and then I guess I have two questions. You
Sure.
said she's fading, but I can still see her. Is this because she's just flat out fading, or can I still see her because she's going to the ethereal plane?
Make me a.
Because I will say that is part of the invisibility.
It is. That's
I
why
know
you're.
they're
That's why you
pointing to
can
the
see
plane.
it. Yeah.
Yes.
So make me a
When you left,
intelligence.
she just turned and
that-
looked at the door, and then looked at me, and then whined, and then laid down.
Straight intelligence or any skill with it.
I'll say you can make an Arcana check if you want. Arcane, Arcana, whatever it is.
That doesn't matter. It's still intelligence. 6 total.
You're not sure. You're not sure.
The hands are strictly. Can I look under the bed and see if the hands are also coming from the floor?
You don't.
Like,
see
are they
it,
reaching? Fuck.
As you're looking in the floor, you do see tendrils, not hands per se, not a body, but other green wispy tendrils coming up from the ground under the bed.
Okay, I can kind of work with that. And I'm gonna hope and pray that this doesn't. Well, I can deal with it if she dies.
Aww.
I can fix it if she
Her
dies.
dying is the easy solution.
So I see those tendrils. I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt on them
Roll an attack roll.
and hope I can try and break any connection going. Natural 20 for a total
Yes.
of 26.
Okay, so natural 20. That is definitely going to do it because it's always a success. So as you throw this guiding bolt, it connects with one of these tendrils, and in a flash of the weird ethereal light of your god, the light that isn't quite light, Darksaber looking shit.
Mhm.
In a flash, hold on, let me make some measurements real quick, because that's, yep, okay.
He's pulling out the ruler.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Only everybody but Mickey, make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh,
Jeez.
boy.
Mickey, Mickey dodging a bullet again.
You said wisdom?
Hey, question. Is this
Wisdom.
against a spell or magical effect?
Yes, this is a magical
Okay.
effect.
I would assume so.
Okay. Well, I have advantage on that, so I
That's
did have
fair.
to ask.
Natural 20 for Varen.
Well,
Okay, fair enough.
24 for Stormy.
Okay,
16 for Ilya.
11 for Airtoes.
that's rough, buddy.
Yep.
Oh,
wait,
that's
Gale
double
needs to
rough,
make
buddy.
Gale needs to make one too.
Gale
She's
does
in
need to
there.
make one too, yes. That's double rough, buddy.
I won't say that.
I'm trying to go to her sheet. Wisdom. She does get a +2 plus proficiency bonus, so +5.
How is hers
She
better
got
than
an
mine?
11.
She got an 11, okay.
Yeah, her,
So,
her wisdom.
For
saving
those
throw
of
is
you who got better than a 16, or met or exceeded a 16, you will only take half of this. But the rest of you take 30 points of psychic damage.
Oh god.
Gale poofs out of
Ow.
existence.
Yep.
She's,
And well, you're stunned until your next turn, but that's
3030.
you're stunned for 6 minutes. And as an
6
and so
minutes?
6 minutes?
6 seconds. Sorry,
Oh my
6
God.
seconds.
Oh my
Oh,
god!
that is-
I said you're
Gonna
you
get
are
bullied
stunned.
real
You're
hard
stunned
for
for a
minute.
round.
Holy shit.
One round, so for 6 seconds, and that's only for the people who failed.
So only me.
And Gale.
Gail's gone.
Gale died. Gale only has 25 health, so
Oh.
she's gone. She poof.
It was 15 on a success, correct?
It was psychic damage,
16. You
right?
have to meet a 16, and yes, that's psychic damage.
Yeah, no, 15
so I like
psychic
to imagine
on a
Gale
success.
just like snapped her own neck.
Oh, jeez.
That's not how I usually do psychic damage, but if that's what you want to
Yeah,
imagine,
I
go for it.
pictured her just
Um,
like falling to the floor and poofing.
So, you all hear, everybody hears this, even Mickey, in your head, as your, as you hear this awful, ghostly, horrible shriek in your head, you can just make out the final word of it, which is simply the word liar, shrieked in your head, hard enough to cause some of you to collapse, bleeding from your nose. But in one fell swoop, all that black smoke is, 15 damage if you made the save,
Okay,
is
sorry. I just wanted to
is shoved away from you, dissipating into walls and out windows and indoors, and the woman jolts up awake.
Are you okay?
Mike, what are you all doing in my home? And she's gonna like do the whole like blankets up against the chest thing. What are you all doing in my home?
Something was dragging you to a different plane.
Well, we don't know if it's a different plane yet, but
No, I do because I saw her being dragged into the ethereal plane.
A
As far as I
different-
can tell.
A different what?
Do I? Well, I guess this has all happened very quickly, so no guards on the outside, correct, Traveler?
Nope, this did not happen during one of their reach arounds. Run around. Not the reach around.
We're
One
not
of their
talking about
run
Remy,
around.
Traveler. We're not talking about Remy.
Yeah, exactly. So,
I'm sure the guards do that all the time too. Don't worry.
you don't know about their
You gotta get
lives.
tips, you know what I mean?
So,
Falsy.
with that,
It's very phallic.
we're going to take a little break.
Woo!
All right.
Yep.
Alright,
Take
no
us to
problem.
8:30.
8:30
for
I
everybody?
can do.
All right.
9:30 for me, but yeah.
Oakley dokley, artichoke.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, 8:30 for me, 9:30 for like every single other person here.
No, it's okay. You
No,
said
it's
that. and I
8:30
was
for
like,
me.
It's still 8? That's crazy. I felt like it was 8 an hour ago. You know, it's because it was.
No, we're in the same time zone, Traveler. We're both in Central.
Aiden, we get to go back in time? That's sick.
Hell yeah. Getting an hour back. It's like daylight savings, but better.
Yeah.
No, that's Friday. Or Sunday. That's Sunday.
Is it really?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Oh,
No.
Jesus.
I want to stop the passage of time. I don't like this.
Peace.
Cease.
It's only Wednesday.
Time is a made-up concept made up by humans. Time doesn't exist.
Actually, it's ironically not necessarily a made-up concept. It's actually the fourth dimension.
All right,
Yep.
and with that, I'm
Yeah.
going to the
Anyway.
intermission screen.
She is looking at you, Ilya, and you, Airtos, specifically, and is looking ready to scream after she asks, "What are you doing in my home?"
Mind you, Airtos is like twitching because he's stunned still.
Yeah, you were stunned, so you are a stunned lizard.
Like,
I put my hands up and I say, "Listen, there was smoke billowing out from underneath your front door. We've been investigating the missing people, and we knew that something around this area was going to happen. When we saw something weird going on, we came in because you were not answering when we were
I'm back. I
pounding on
decided
the
to
door.
take a little longer since time is irrelevant.
Well, what you weren't answering when we pounded on the door. We came in, and there was you were barely here. It
Hearing
looked like
this?
you were fading from
Yeah.
existence."
Hearing this, Varen's gonna burn another spell slot, and he's going to make himself look like the captain of the guard. Did we get his name?
Nope. Half-orc man.
I'm gonna make myself look like the half-orc man. Walk in.
She looks
Were
up.
you-
She just goes.
Mm-hmm.
She goes. Are you with these people, sir?
Yes. Yes, they're actually with me. They're permitted to work in the city. We'd seen some black smoke coming out from the from beneath the door, and we were just making sure that everything was all right. It's part of an investigation towards the disappearances. We were passing by and we happened to see it.
I see. I'm so sorry. You said I was barely here. Where was I going? Where was I going?
We don't quite know yet, ma'am. If you don't mind, this is still part of an investigation. So we're gonna keep the details a little hushed. But there's nothing to worry about. Well, actually, we can. Here, you guys get out of here. We've done enough here.
No. We need to ask her some questions
About what?
about whether or not she knew her husband was cheating on her, if she has talked to anyone in regards to this matter, etc.
Well, guess what? Now we have an in with the wife. But right now, she just woke up, and there's literally a bunch of people she doesn't know in her house. Let's give her a
Yeah.
little bit of time.
She got woken up with a lizard folk, like literally on her next to her in bed.
See, you were actively trying to grab her as this was happening. So
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
were,
like I would have been
hovering over
startled
her.
too, and not wanted to really go into detail about I get where you're coming from on that one.
We will come see you tomorrow. Give you some time to calm down. We'll have a guard posted out in case something else happens. But we're sorry for this happening to you tonight.
She just looks very confused and flustered. She's like, thank you, I suppose. I'm so... I really don't remember. I was having a dream.
If it's not too much, could you describe a little bit of the dream?
It wasn't... It was such an odd dream. It was in a place, a black void, not much there. Some old broken bricks, and there was someone I couldn't see. They were just off to my peripheral. I couldn't quite see. I never got a good look. But they just kept whispering things that I couldn't quite understand.
All right.
Something about secrets. Secrets. They seem to really want it. That phrase appeared a lot. That word, rather. I don't know how this is relevant, sir. I don't know how this is relevant, sir.
Well,
It's just a bad dream.
it might not, and it is most likely it's not going to be relevant, but something was happening, and any little bit of information that we are able to get is beneficial, so I do appreciate it. But we can leave you to rest for tonight. And if anything else happens, we will let you know. And we will fix any damages that have been incurred. So don't you worry about any of that.
Damages? It's just gonna start kind of coughing. as she
Just-
goes to sit up.
Just
Or sit up further.
No. Go back to sleep. Everything will be handled. You do not need to worry.
Yeah, I don't know
She's
why you
kinda-
mentioned damages.
she doesn't sit up. She doesn't try to sit up again, which was clearly causing her a bit of discomfort, I'll say. But she's definitely not going back to sleep. She's just kind of sitting there very perplexed.
Well, when we run back into your husband, we will let him know about everything that has happened, and we will work with you from there.
Of course, my husband should know, I suppose. Like I said, she's just looking perplexed at this point. She is lost and tired and more than a little dazed.
She is lost in the sauce.
Pretty much, yeah.
Does she have any like marks on her from the spectral hands
Oh,
being in her head?
Make me
good
a perception check.
As I come out of a stunned stupor. 23.
She doesn't appear to have any necessarily marks in her head, but especially considering you were the closest to her, right as she sat up and was like face to face with you for a minute, you would notice that all of the veins in her eyes and on her neck, for a moment, it faded fairly quickly, were pure black, like standing out spider webbing under her skin, but that went away very, very quickly. I'm talking like it took like 5 whole seconds for that to just fade out.
Instantaneously.
She's been said to be sick. Can I, based on how she's been acting and what we've been told, do I have any idea what might be afflicting her?
Make a medicine check.
18.
18. Okay. Especially from how she's been acting and how she's just the way things are going. It is definitely some sort of lung-based disease, most likely based off of like TB, something along those lines, something that attacks your lungs and your ability to breathe. Because she's not looking like she's wheezing. Just what little effort she's gone through tonight, she's already like wheezing.
Okay.
Like he said, we'll get out of your hair, but can I get you a glass of water or anything to help you in this moment?
No, please, leave, please.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I will usher them all out.
As a note, as we walk outside, I'm going to re-summon Gale.
With a small, you all watch as a small storm cloud forms on the ground, sparking with lightning electricity before suddenly, with a rush, solidifying into the small little dragon form of Stormy, or Gale.
Stormy's a dragon now? Sick!
Dun dun.
I was the
But
yeah.
dragon the whole time.
As
So, yeah.
everyone else leaves before Varen disguised as Orc Captain comes out. If, again, if there's anything else you need throughout the night, we'll have somebody, in case something happens, just,
Yes, you said that, sir. Thank you.
alright. Well, have a good night as best you can, and, we'll take care of everything.
Thank you.
And after walking out, immediately, I'm gonna go try to find the actual guards.
Sure, yeah. You spent
Probably a good idea.
you spent some time hanging on their route. Roll me I'll say history check, because this is kind of you remembering the routes that they were walking and such.
That's a dirty 20.
You managed to find them pretty quick. You just see them. Good old Steven and Merle are kind of just walking down, chatting amongst themselves. They look tired, a little footsore, because they've been done out here. Merle looks a little pissed at Steven, even as they're joking.
Are they walking towards me, or am I walking towards their back?
Towards you. You're walking towards them.
I'm gonna clear my throat because I'm still disguised as their captain.
Oh, sir, weren't aware you were coming back out here. What's the trouble? What's going on?
I'm going to drop this guy's self.
They're just gonna look at each other very confused.
Well, where's your boss?
Well, I reckon he's at the North Guard station.
Can one of you come with me? And, the other, you know where Remy's house is, correct?
Sure.
Go over there. There needs to be a guard there. We just stopped the last abduction.
Oh, they're just gonna look at each other, making a persuasion check.
Sure. Persuasion?
Persuasion.
18.
Okay. Just gonna look at each other and just. Alright. You know what? This is probably a boss thing. They're just gonna look at each other and just, well, this is a boss thing to take care of. Anyways, this is above my pay grade. And they kind of just walk out to the, they walk to do what you said. Yeah, they.
Awesome.
Yeah. So. Oh, what's everybody doing as they kind of rush off to complete these tasks and whatnot?
I go straight back to the alleyway and I'm keeping watch until the sun rises.
Yeah,
Sure.
Stormy, I feel.
The door is still busted open. As a note.
Could I do a
Not
once
talking about that.
around the house and kind of do a perception check to see if there's any, maybe like sigils or any kind of markings on the
Yeah,
house?
roll me a perception check.
Yeah. That is a 21.
You don't see any sigils. However, as you're walking around, as you're looking and trying to, the 26. You said 23?
21.
26. Oh, 21. Oh,
Yeah,
21.
15 on the die plus 6.
Gotcha. So, yeah, I mean, you don't really notice any sigils or something. It's just a house.
So there's no like markings that look out of the ordinary.
No, not that you can notice.
Okay.
So yeah, make a perception check, Ilya, as you're sitting out there. This will just kind of
We're
be for
Mickey and
the-
Airtos while this is happening.
Can I make an arcane check to see if I can figure out what's going on, since I would have a knowledge about magic?
Or make an Arcana check.
Arcana check.
Also, Ilya got an 11.
I got a 12. I'm not gonna bother trying to get that higher. Goddamn. Why do I keep rolling shit?
All right. So,
I need it to be better.
that ain't the truth of the rolls. So, you all are sitting there. Airtos, you are chilling outside the door there.
No, I think I don't want to be near the house because that freaked her out. So I freaked her out specifically, which understandable. So I think I'd be over here with Ilya. Like,
Okay, so yeah.
give her some space.
So as you're kind of looking about the house, and as you're, okay, you weren't also next to the door, Mickey. Okay, so as you're finished doing your rounds of the house, Stormy, you watch one of the guards who you were dealing with earlier, Steven specifically, walk up and just there was your friend there. He looked like my boss, and then he wasn't my boss, and he said something happened here.
Yeah, we he's talking to Stormy, right?
Yeah, he's talking to Stormy.
Yeah, thought so. We were watching the house and we saw smoke coming out from underneath the door, so we busted in to make sure everybody was okay. We didn't know if it was a fire or magic or something going on, so yeah, she needs a new door. Just heads up.
Looks at the door and just goes, okay,
We saving lives out here, brother. I'm sorry. And I go for a high five.
This is the most confused high five you've ever seen, but he does hold up his hand for it. He doesn't like slap your hand, but he will hold his hand up enough for you to do it.
Then
Oh,
he
Stormy
will
goes
receive
in
a
for it.
slap in it. Because I know
Mickey.
how Stormy high fives for sure.
Oh no, I'm being gentle. I'm not trying to
So
be.
So he's like sitting there, he's like, so what was Smoke was attacking her?
Well, I don't know what exactly was attacking her. I know that some of my compatriots that have better vision and can see things, that normal people can't, kind of brought her out of it. And then when she woke up, more or less, the smoke dissipated.
Mickey's gonna butt in here and state it appeared that she was leaving our dimension.
It's gonna. Oh yeah. I guess I should probably put in a little guy for him.
Little buddy.
So he, once again, still looking just so horribly confused. He just.
Oh,
Okay. You know what? This is the sergeant's job, and he's just gonna walk over to the door and kind of like look at all the splinters and just like
Above my pay grade.
just walk over to the door and be like, okay, all right, and just stand in front of the door, kind of a little confused. So did you head back over here, or where are you waiting, Varen? For
I went with the guard to get the captain.
Okay. So yeah. So you guys walk. It's a pretty long walk. It's probably about like half an hour, because it's all the way over in. It's all the way over, and it's not quite at the north gate, but it's a lot closer to that one. And if you remember, that's a good distance. But y'all are walking pretty quick, so you make it closer to like 25 minutes ish. He walks up to an official looking. It's still one story. It's not like it's like some huge building, but it's like a brick, and it's made out of bricks. You can see some bars over some windows in the back, and it's much bigger. Barges in. You can see a few other guys dressed in the same clothing with the same symbol that differs from the soldiers, and barges in, and you see that same half-orc kind of sitting at a desk. Goes, Sergeant? Yeah? Oh, it's y'all again. If we find something tonight with your whole abduction deal?
I wouldn't be bothering your time if I didn't. You wouldn't
Well,
mind to take a walk?
I don't know what the hell. I got nothing better to do these days. Takes his glasses off, sticks them in that same little pouch, because he was reading, and just stands up, stretches out his back a little bit, and just buckles on his sword belt.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, let's go.
As we walk, I'm going to explain what happened.
Sure. Are you
B,
leaving anything out?
I don't think there's a reason to.
I will explain what Varen would have said. As we were watching the house, we saw black smoke coming up from underneath the door.
Sure.
We didn't know what was the cause of it, but we were worried for her safety, so we barged in quickly. There was an arcane fog and another entity attempting to take her. Those of us in our party that have arcane means were able to stop her abduction. And we were able to ascertain that she is currently sick but fine. I am also going to tell him that I impersonated him and that she believes she's already met with him.
I mean,
he explains it. I'm assuming like I impersonate you just to make the situation easier and to calm nerves.
yeah.
And
I mean,
just-
well, once again, I know what I think I get what he's talking about. So like, yeah, okay, he'll let it slide. So yeah, he kind of comes to a stop. And that is
Eyeballs
like,
him.
it's more of like, it's not even more of like a legality thing. He just looks at you because like he's a solid 6'2". He's got that like once again, not like ripped muscularity, just blue collar build because he, you know, swings a sword for a living and that's heavy. And he just kind of looks at you and then looks at you, looks at himself, looks at you.
I'll press digitate some card trick type thing. Some
Okay, yeah. So
crazy
he'll
fucking...
get a little bit more. He's like, oh, okay, fair enough. And so, that's the extent that he, at least as of right now, that is the extent that he will care about that.
Now,
So you guys takes about another 25 minutes, but you get back to his. You come across the rest of your group. There is Steven the guard sitting outside. You, Merle, and this sergeant have pulled up.
look over him. I'm assuming
so-
nothing new. No new intrusions or anything of the sort.
While we waited that hour for him to return, did we see anything happen?
Yeah.
Well,
It's been a very quiet and uneventful.
and just to make sure, we didn't see any markings around the house that gave any clues, and Mickey didn't get any insight as to what might have been occurring with the 12.
Nope.
Not with a 12. No.
Gotcha.
Not with the fucking dog shit ass rolls I keep rolling.
It's rough, man.
With-
Just
with-
be-
with-
if it helps, I've also rolled that way when I actually play, and then suddenly.
Suddenly you don't.
It's like I just what do we do now? Like this is a tough one. Travler did not go easy on us.
Well, I mean, I know I,
Hurricane
Drew,
Oh,
know
do you know?
exactly what the next course of action is here. I'm just trying to
I-
think of a way that Varen can stumble his way into it.
I mean, I have some ideas of
see
how to
what's going on.
proceed, but I can't do it at right after midnight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, right now, all I can do is keep watch.
Actually, I will say this: as that hour passes, somewhere around like 20 minutes later, you do see walking down the street towards his home, Remy has returned. Returns, walking himself home, looks up, sees you guys. Have all of you returned to the alley, or how exactly how is this composition working?
Yeah, I feel like I would have gone back to the alley just to not take up the street a whole lot.
Mickey?
Fair enough, yeah.
I mean, I'd be probably. I guess I would have gone to the alley if the guard and Varen are there.
No, but this is before that.
Yeah.
This is
I'm currently away.
end round.
Okay. Well then, I did want to go to the alley to be with.
Okay.
Your
So
buddies.
yeah, you see him see the guard outside his home, and he like starts running a little bit, rushes over, and you hear him just like, "What's happening? What's going on?" And the guard just kind of like looks at him, gives a little shrug, and then points over in your direction. He's like, they stopped your. I don't know, man. Someone was attacking your wife, or something. They're the ones who are here. I'm just I'm guarding, man.
Once we're pointed out, I will step forward.
Okay.
And I'll walk over to him.
He looks over. Okay. Hi. So you
Yes.
stopped my wife from being attacked?
Yes,
Yeah, well, you were out.
those instances where people have been going missing, being abducted, just disappearing off the face of the earth.
Oh, well, I do.
It was
remember,
happening
yeah.
with your wife.
That's
She is still
Thank you.
here. She is obviously shaken with the whole incident. She doesn't really remember too much of what was going on. She seems more confused, which is understandable with the situation being what it is.
Also, I feel confused myself, but
I do apologize about the broken door. We did have to kind of go in pretty quick.
Of course,
the home was filling with smoke, so we didn't know what was going on at first. I thought we thought it might have been a fire or some arcane thing, which it was more of an arcane thing. What specifically, we don't know yet, but we'll be investigating that going forward.
I owe you my thanks.
Mickey's
I'm gonna ask you a favor. Stay by your wife. Don't leave her alone until we know what's going on.
Certainly sounds doable. He looks a little vaguely uncomfortable right now, I'll say.
Oh, I'm definitely giving him the look of like, I fucking know what you're doing, dude. I'm not saying it, but I know what you're doing. Stay by your fucking wife.
Fair enough. So yeah, he gets a fairly uncomfortable look and just goes, of course, okay. Can I? And he like looks at the guard and is like, can I like motions to where he can enter his own home? The guard looks at you. He's like, man,
I'll let him in.
Yeah, I mean, if you hear anything weird going on, obviously go check. But I don't think he's doing anything bad. So.
God, part of me, like, I don't want to ruin what everyone else is doing, but part of me really wants to just be super blunt and innocent about it, because that's.
Oh, thank God Varen's not there. Varen would have ran his ass fucking through. I would be real with you, Chief. I would have.
Oh, you don't understand. Elia wants to slap him around mostly because he's cheating, but like, she has some self-control. She doesn't like what he's doing, but she it's not her place to be like, fucking stop. You know what I mean?
Mickey is going to interject and say, we will need to speak with you tomorrow morning.
Good call.
Yeah. Wait, he's a more Canadian accent. Yeah, fair enough. I can make sure I'm available tomorrow. I just won't go into the shop. Helen, and he's gonna like walk in, calling to his wife.
Her name is Helen.
Does she respond?
That down?
Is she still there?
Yeah, you hear him talking. Yeah,
okay, thank God. It would
Yeah.
have been so embarrassing if he goes in to check and somehow she got snuck out again.
That'd be awful.
No. I'm not that cruel.
So the hag just tried again and it worked this time. I don't know. It's crazy.
So yeah, you can hear them having a very hushed phrase of tone in there, but it's not nothing you can make out unless you actively are gonna like work your way in there to try.
I'm not going to. I'm actually going to ask the guard something though. I'll look at him and say, "Do you happen to have public records of incidents that have happened in this town?"
Depends what you mean by instances.
You're not muted.
Hey, Nick, you're not muted.
You're not muted.
I thought he was actually talking in character. I was like, wait, what's going on?
A few days off from this job.
No. Do you have instances of like crimes that have happened? Weird things that have happened. Just so I can try and investigate more detail onto stuff.
Sure. I mean, we'll have. If it ended with someone going to jail, we should have it. We should have some sort of records if it went unsolved as well, but I can't guarantee how thorough they'll be. We aren't exactly the most funded constabulary in the tyranny.
I understand. Just anything will help, and I have some ideas and directions we can look. So
Sure. Yeah. I mean, we can. If you already have an idea, that's probably gonna help you out some. I'd say better than just flying in half cocked.
no, that's reasonable. Most people, when they want to look for stuff, flying half cocked takes a long time. But we'll also, or at least I'll stay around until morning, just in case something does happen here.
Oh,
But-
okay. All right, that's fine by. And right as he's saying "fine by me," you do see, you see the shape of Varen and the half-orc sergeant, visibly relieved. This guard who's been guarding the doors goes, "Oh, sergeant. So these folks," and without even missing a beat, he's like, "Yeah, I've been filled in, Steven. I've been filled in. So yeah, fuck it." So he looks at y'all and he just goes, "Well, go in, make sure they're all right, get their side of the vents, and do a little investigating. But seems like everything's more or less calmed down here."
As far as we can tell.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely owe y'all my thanks. This, I'm not gonna lie, there's been a lot of mistrust considering all the disappearances, and I can't say I blame folks. But, well, it'll be nice to actually feel like I'm protecting them again. Alright. Let me get their sides of the stories. If y'all wouldn't mind just waiting out here just a little bit longer. And he's gonna make his way past Steven and go in. About 5 to 10 minutes later, make his way back out. Well, I mean, I don't see any reason to doubt you. I'm no arcanist. I'll have to put in with the, we'll have to put in a request to see if a war mage can make it out here to investigate, to see if there's any sort of magical tampering, but, we'll see if that actually gets filled. Thank y'all. I really do appreciate it.
Of course.
You're welcome.
Hey Merle, and he's gonna turn and just, "Hey Merle, you're staying on this too, alright? All day or all night, and I'll get you a replacement once Darren takes over in the morning. I'll make sure he knows to get y'all replaced." Merle just, "Alright, sounds good. Sounds good, Sarn." And they start to begin their watch, it seems. So, are you guys still staying around, or what are y'all up to?
I mean, I think Mickey is probably still a little tired. He didn't get his full rest, if I'm not mistaken.
Nope.
So
Ilya, she literally passed out right when she got there, and only sprang into action when everything went down. Would have barely gotten a long rest.
Yeah, and I didn't do that because I didn't think I'd had enough
Yep.
time. So I'll need to sleep eventually.
I mean, our job is done here for tonight.
Oh yeah, as far as you can tell, yeah. there's not
Yeah, I
much
mean, there's...
else.
And
Yeah.
technically, I think our job is done here. Like, in the grand sense. We have found a lead and a source to these disappearances. I don't think we're supposed to solve them. But
I mean, we didn't tell any of the guards that it was people who were, cheating on their
no.
significant
Yeah,
others.
But we again,
which
but
is
they
important
don't.
information.
They're not paying this commission. It's the military that's going to be paying this stuff out. You know what I mean? It's not. You know what I mean?
Right, it's just more like, will they pay us out if we're just like, yeah, we sort of did it.
I mean, I feel like we should be trying to.
Oh,
If
100%.
we
I'm
to be
just
doing
saying.
this, we should be doing it.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. I'm just trying to.
And I'm not going to hide information from the guards. I don't think they're involved with it.
I don't think they're involved with it, but I also don't know what they could do with it. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, nothing, but them knowing, hey, this little bit of information, they might not be able to do shit with it, but them knowing it, at least in the off chance it does help, might.
I think
So
we
just
can
get like a town crier to start yelling out, "Stop cheating on your significant others, they will disappear."
Yeah, I had half a mind to talk to the captain as we were walking in, tell him about what we do know, the little bit we do know, but I decided not to. We're gonna be talking to him more, and everyone wants to figure this out anyways.
Yeah, and we definitely need to rest.
And we definitely need to rest. So I think the
Yeah.
short term is we take a long rest from
Do we camp outside or?
2 a.m. to no, we go back to our tavern and we.
Yeah.
I mean, the
Take it.
tavern was kind
I
of
mean,
a
you
shitty.
can. If
a
you wanna
shithole.
stay
I mean, yeah,
outside.
I guess you can go sleep on the grass there if you want.
Just look like a yard
Comfortable
ornament.
grass.
Just
Hey, weird question. Is the alleyway heavily trafficked? Like,
Sorry?
looking at it, is the alleyway, does it appear to be heavily trafficked, or is it just
It's a lot less
Seems like
heavily
that
trafficked than the road, but it seems like people definitely duck down here every once in a while.
they probably wouldn't appreciate a giant dome in the alleyway then?
probably not.
Oh, a giant dome. Interesting. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I know what giant dome means.
Yeah, giant dome.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to the tavern. Fuck. Yeah. It should be like right.
It is
near
a
here.
very short walk, yes.
Yeah.
Very short
I guess
walk.
we go back to. I'll go back to the tavern. I guess
Okay.
if they have
You
two
walk
guards there,
back-
I'm fine leaving them.
Yeah, they've got 2 guards, and I mean, realistically, like, out of character, you couldn't see those tendrils without your see invisibility. So, can you cast the invisibility again tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I can cast it 3 more times. No, 4 more
Damn.
times.
I was gonna say, well, if you can't cast it, there's no point. But I mean, realistically, I think we've stopped it for tonight. Today.
It seems like it's only happening when someone's alone, and with her husband there, plus the other 2, I don't think something's gonna
Yeah.
do anything. I mean, this could be entirely wrong, and then we have more information. But
Yeah, every mistake we make is more information we gain.
I really do need to go get some
Words
sleep
to live by.
because if I don't, I'm gonna have issues.
You like that
The
one?
next
Glenn?
day.
Alright.
I've got that one up in cursive above my desk.
I bet you do. Right next to your "Live, Laugh, Love" poster.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, dude, hell! Hey, why make it a poster? Just make it a block of wood that you hang on the wall, like everyone does.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it just burned into
It's
it.
like one of those talking fish that's motion activated, but every time I pass by it, it's a Taylor Swift song.
Or it says something inspirational.
That's not Taylor Swift.
There's no difference, Glenn.
Oh, fair. Fair.
So,
There's no.
so you guys head back to the tavern. You open up your door, and the room that this man has assigned you, there are 2 beds, practically pushed together. Very little space. This is a rough room you are staying in.
Hey, were there any like slightly open parks in town that we saw nearby?
Not that you saw. There's plenty of open fields about. This little shanty town only covers about like a quarter to a half of a mile away from the walls. After that, it just kind of fades out into grass and whatnot. Grass and woodland.
I look at the group. Yeah, this is bullshit. I'm sleeping outside. You can come with me if you want. I'll make a dome. And I walk out to find the nearest field.
Does the bed look comfortable?
Make a perception check.
I don't trust that.
I would
fucking
also
shit
like to look
at
at the
all.
Sure,
So-
two people can. Any 2 people who want to can.
Oh, I got a 10.
Okay.
Perception, dirty 20.
On a dirty 20, it is. Both of you were hit by the smell of mold.
No.
And as you're looking, you swear you see little bits and little crawlies crawling around in the mattress.
Yeah.
Even Mickey's leaving. Mickey, he could sleep in a corner. He doesn't care. He's getting the fuck out of this room.
I just throw Gail onto the bed so she could start eating the bugs.
She's happy. She happily does it. She is sitting there like yipping. She stomps on the mattress, and like you see 2 or 3 little creepy crawlies like get flung up into the air, and she bites them out of the air. She's having a grand old time.
Fucking
I
vile
look
Travler.
at Varen and I go, I'm gonna sleep in the corner. And I just go post up in the corner of the room. Like, I'm not getting on the
Okay.
bed.
All right.
I was gonna do the dome.
Oh, if
Okay,
everybody's leaving, I'll go to the dome. I don't want to be in here by myself.
That
Bugs
place
will
looks
pick you up, take you the wrong
disgusting.
way, yeah.
So,
Yeah,
Oh,
but
no.
yeah.
Gail's having a good time.
Let Dale listen. Dale can eat for a little bit and then come join us.
Yeah,
That's fine.
fair. That's fair.
We're unsanitary.
I'm following.
So yeah, I
So
tell her
yeah,
after
you
she
guys head
finishes
out?
the buffet. go to bed.
Yeah, it's a pretty easy. It is a pretty easy walk. Like I said, this shanty town is essentially just like a little extra layer of wall. It's not very thick or wide. You guys go maybe half a mile before you're in what appears to be some sort of half farm, like there's a few cows wandering about, but there's no farmer, so you gather it's probably just where some herding land, but it's pretty open. There's only a couple other homes that are even close.
All right. Once we get there, I find a comfy-looking spot in terms of being a field, and I will.
Make me a survival check. Let's see how
I'm
comfy you
great
get.
at those.
Make the dome check.
Yo, 8.
You don't pick the best spot. There's some rocks and some, there's some rocks and such to deal with, but it's not bad. It's not awful. You make
it's
your.
better. It's
Yes,
better
I
than the other
assume
place.
you are casting Lehman's tiny hut.
Yes, I cast Leland's Tiny Hut.
All right.
Yes.
You cast Lehman's
Rathu's
tiny
magnificent shrine.
Yes.
hut. Rathu's magnificent. Wait, listen, we can talk later. And yeah, you have successfully created yourself a little dome to sleep in. Temperature
the inside look
controlled.
like?
What? I was gonna ask what is the outside shade? Just to.
The outside is I'm kind of blending it with the color that the ground is around us. So I'm just
Okay.
kind of blending it to the surroundings.
Fair enough. All right.
And inside it is a nice, comfortable, like 60, 65 degrees. I keep it just comfy enough to not be like uncomfortable in there.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm
you
pretty
guys-
sure that would kill Ertos over a prolonged period of time.
Well, he'll be fine.
What
We
do you
got
mean? It's the
blankets.
lizard. They like warm temperatures.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like that's not freezing for a lizard. It's he. I mean, it depends on where he's from. I guess he might want like an
True.
extra 10 degrees or so. But
What
I mean,
do I know
yeah.
about lizard person physiology?
I know they have
Absolutely.
cloacas.
Yeah, we do know that. We sure do know that.
I was gonna say something, but I probably shouldn't.
Ah,
Oh,
this is
why are
great.
my players sexualizing my games? Oh, I don't know. Let's just watch the last episode.
Ah,
Listen,
no.
the last episode
That's
was an
why-
outlier in that situation.
I think it's great. These are groans of happiness.
That's what she said.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
Good.
damn.
Somebody-
You strolled
Hell yeah.
right into
Yeah,
that one
you-
and gave
That wasn't-
everybody a high
That,
five.
listen, that was
Okay.
not. I was about to say that was not a stroll in. That was me lobbing up, like, that was Steph Curry putting in a layup for Jordan, the dunk. All right, I'm
I
not
know
good with
sports
sports now.
references.
Exactly. I don't. I
You
am
threw
great
yourself
with
into
sports.
it, basically.
Yeah,
That's
I
also
knew
what
that
she
was
said.
coming. See, that
Uh,
one was.
But after getting in there, I'll start pulling out my bed,
all
my
right,
blanket,
all right,
get
all
nice and
right.
comfy.
After getting in there, you'll start pulling out. Me too.
Okay, I didn't
Just
think it
real
like
quick.
that. Didn't think it
Just
like
real
that.
This
quick.
suddenly, very suddenly,
Didn't say it like that.
just went awful.
Awful.
I didn't run full force into that. I tripped, fell down the stairs, and like blew through an open door right straight into that one. Didn't
Let me see.
Didn't
This
think
is
it was
the-
happening.
Is this the first time I've seen this? Nope, definitely not. Okay, Varen is going to, without missing a beat, sees this, knows what it is, walks forward, and just falls face forward into grass.
Fair enough. Yeah, alright. You all are pulling out your bedrolls, getting a good night's sleep. Alright.
Yeah, Stormy
Ah.
unties his bandana or his cloak around his waist and lays it down for a pillow.
Fair enough. Easy enough to do. Alright, so you guys get yourselves a nice long rest.
Thank God.
Yahoo!
I was low on health.
Changing my spells very quick.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's not. I was not prepared at all for.
That's a good
I
idea.
was still prepared for C incidents, not this.
Oh, that's not good.
I forget that I can change out spells on my
We
cleric
haven't.
list.
We literally just got here today.
Yeah, I guess we did. We arrived.
So I haven't had a chance to change anything.
Yeah, we arrived, talked to the big boss, went to the church, and then proceeded to walk directly like that entire way down the outside of the wall and just stumble into this in one day. Fuck.
Yeah, we had a busy day.
That was crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't realize. I'm the DM and I kind of forgot that all happened in one day.
Holy.
Shit.
We're busy. What can we say?
I mean, we are.
Yeah.
Okay, Traveler.
Is yeah.
Hey, while going through my bag, did we notice anything missing? Question mark.
That is fair. This would be a time.
I did open my bag. In character, I wouldn't know, but out of character, did we notice anything specific?
Make yourself a hit. Don't know how else to put this. Make a history check as you, make a perception check as you're going through your bag.
I'm not checking. I've had no reason to check yet. So if Ilya checks something, I hope this succeeds.
That's a 19.
Okay. As you're looking through your bag, you're going through it. Something looks a little off about your medical kit.
Fucking. I look at the medical kit a bit. I pull it out. I start inspecting it, looking inside it, making sure everything's like. I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with it. Did I just like bangle it hard?
Nope. It appears that somebody has taken every herb, poultice, and whatever else you had in there, and replaced it with what looks to be little vials and jars of like water with leaves in it, and like they're labeled as like immortality potion. One says the boo boo fixer. It's immature and stupid.
Ilya.
You guys will see Ilya in the dome with her healing kit open, staring intently, and she just starts to shake a little bit.
Ilya, what's? Oh, are we okay?
No, I'm gonna kill someone. I don't know who yet, but I'm gonna kill someone.
What's happened? What's the deal?
I pull out the vial that said, I think you said Boo Boo Fixer.
It says the boo boo fixer.
I pull out the vial of Boo Boo Fixer and say, "Do you have an injury? Why don't you just drink the Boo Boo Fixer?" And I stare right at Aaron.
Let's say Stormy, being stupid, is gonna reach out for it, like, "Oh, sweet."
Please don't drink that. I don't actually know what's in it yet.
Varen's eyes are
I thought
gonna
you were
light
being
up
serious.
because he's put two and two together now. I'm gonna
Someone-
rifle through my pack.
All right. Oh nuts! What did I replace on you? You sent me your list. Did you ever send me your list? I think you did.
You said you knew something immediately.
I did, but I'm trying to remember what it was.
Make me
just
sign
send you-
behind
hold on.
somebody's back.
If you could hit me up with your inventory real quick, that'd help me out a lot right now. I'm not
Where are you, traveler? There you are. Control V is paste. I think you can look
Do you
at
do that every time you copy and paste something? Because that would be amazing.
Listen.
Listen.
Not gonna say no, but if you can't live your life to a little jaunty tune, then
Then life isn't worth living.
Where's there's inventory.
behold my stuff.
Behold my stuff. Oh, where was it? Oh, that's what I did. So, as you search through your stuff, looking and actively trying to realize what's been taken and is missing, you realize every single crossbow bolt that you own has been replaced with licorice.
This is some Fey stuff.
Ilya,
Yes.
slow and painful, yes?
Yeah, it's gonna be slow and painful.
Good. I'll heal them this time.
Can you do that?
I most certainly can.
I'm glad I'll have help.
Mickey, this is the first time Mickey
I
has
can
seen such
heal.
whimsy, and he is just ecstatic. I want that to be clear. Mickey never had a better time.
So obviously, Ilya has no idea who did this. Can she try and like think about who's been close enough to mess with her stuff and get an idea of who this could be?
Make me a history check.
Because we know in character who pretty much did this, but out of character we know. In character, Ilya has no fucking idea.
Actually, you can also make me a religion check if you want as well.
Oh, you said history or religion?
Or religion.
Oh, I know I'm picking between the two. That's a 14 religion check.
14 religion.
I didn't
There will also, as he feels a new pull being in this town of crazy shit, but he'll do history.
Okay, that's fair.
No.
So, Ilya, with the 14 in, my brain doesn't want to work for me today, religion, and with your background, you would remember your teacher. Lendis has sometimes been called the father of lies, the weigher of scales. He has a few different names, mostly dealing with luck. However, he does have a reputation for also being known as the Lord of Fools, a nickname he specifically got for being known for his love of pranks and practical jokes.
Lovely.
Just above table. That kid was not like a fucking like what's it called? An avatar of Lendus, right?
No.
We're sure of that.
He just
That would be
happened
pretty
to,
extreme.
It either was, or he just happened to beat our passive perceptions on his sleight of hand stuff.
I don't know.
Which,
That's like
which a
intense
trickery
stuff.
person
Yeah.
probably
Which is pretty crazy in itself.
Yeah.
So,
I-
so basically, I'm
change
kind of
my
getting the
character.
vibe that someone associated with Lendis might have done this.
That
just
is
don't
a
know
very
who's
good
specifically.
guess, yes.
Mickey is, by the way, once again, just fucking having a great time. He's laughing his ass off.
Well, Ilya, any leads that you can think of?
Well, there's that trickery god who has a following here. But, or
You
luck
know,
god, whatever.
It's
The Lendis people. I'm pretty sure someone from there might have done this.
crazy.
As a little bit of a goof, but, still.
I prefer to steal during poker games and games of chance. But now that you bring it up, the only person that was near us would have been that
Well, the
kid.
guards. Well, the guards as well.
And yeah,
the
but
jeweler.
the guards
And the
aren't.
lady.
The guards. We didn't meet the guards at the Temple of Lendis.
He did bump into me, but
Oh, he
outside
did.
of that,
I
yeah,
see.
he was acting a fool around me, which is weird because most people run away in terror or give me the look like I should be put down. But that's besides the point.
Funny enough, I actually wanted to go back to the temple. I had a few questions about some other things. So
I mean, this isn't just like you guys got robbed. This is like
They
a
got
prank.
pranked.
Dude, we got
Yeah.
pranked. All right.
which feels very like snot-nosed teenager kind of move, but also like
I was
this is pretty
really
intricate.
Hilarious.
As a DM, I was waiting for you to try to shoot somebody with that crossbow, and for me to say, "Oh hey, you walk as a piece of licorice."
Yeah, and you go to load the bolt, it's a piece of licorice.
You know what? You know what's also
Great.
really funny? I was
Yeah.
I was actually considering pulling out the med kit on the lady who was attacked, just to try and like do some like flavor helping her out, such kind of stuff.
Yo, boo boo.
And I would have pulled out
The
heal
boo-boo
boo boos.
fixer. The boo
Right, heal
boo.
boo boo.
and we would have committed some true crimes in the middle of the night.
Oh, that would have been a bad situation.
we would have been.
Ilya understands that this isn't like the worst thing ever, but it's definitely like a
the
come the fuck on.
Funny. It's funny as fuck.
the lion, the witch, and the audacity of that bitch to take our shit.
All right,
You know what, I'm
so
about to use that one.
the next morning has come. The sun is in the air, and with that, we will call it a session. Did everybody have fun?
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
did.
I had a great time.
Woo!
Erkos is snacking on licorice now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
have
have
some-
a thing of licorice now.
But you're gonna trust it and eat it?
Did Varen share the licorice though, or is he keeping it?
Now that's the real question.
Yes,
Yeah,
to
Should we have
try
to
and
roll a
keep it
con
from me.
save to eat it? Like, are we good? Just
No,
That's
no,
poisonous licorice.
once again, I'm waiting to see if you eat it, but I'll just let you know now. You don't have to roll anything for it. No,
Oh,
it's
okay.
Yeah,
like-
Varen
it's
would have
just
given it out. I
licorice.
don't think Varen's a licorice person.
Oh, I absolutely, along with Eratos, absolutely will munch
nom,
on some
nom.
licorice.
You
Oh,
guys
yeah.
are munching on some licorice.
I
tonight.
stick it up the bottom of my mask and I just start eating. And you can definitely tell
looks
that
like a
Ilya,
straw coming out the bottom. It's just dangling. as
Ilya
you're
is
eating it.
definitely like Eratos is blowing through this thing. Ilya takes a good probably 15 minutes just to eat one stick of licorice.
Oh yeah, Eratos is
He's
the
sitting there
opposite, where
chewing for so long without
Eratos
it
puts the
seemingly
full
moving.
licorice in his mouth in one go.
Honestly, same. All right, so
He just doesn't have to
Uh,
bend it like we do.
yeah.
I figured licorice isn't a big thing where I'm from. I just don't feel like that's. I don't know.
No,
That's not the vibe.
no. There's.
Stormy
I
wants to
don't
try
have,
it at least.
I don't have like cuisine for each of the individual areas, but no, I
Yeah,
don't see that being.
Yeah, I don't. That's what I was thinking about. I was like, nah, that doesn't feel right. So, not a licorice fan.
I don't know if this is spelled right, but I don't know how to spell licorice.
I think
That's
it's
probably horribly wrong.
I'm pretty sure it's licorice.
It is.
Lick. Oh, rice.
Licorice.
Did you like that one?
Yes, I thought that was funny. I sat there and I read it. I'm like, oh
It's
yeah,
the name
not
of this
everybody.
episode.
Yeah, at the moment.
The name of the
he said
episode is Lick O Rice.
I was like, I see. Nothing
Must
better
be
in my
li-
licorice than the letter K.
Yes. No. my weird ways of remembering things and speech patterns shall now forever be immortalized in a title. Good to know.
Yep,
okay.
that's
In
it.
my
That's
defense,
it.
I don't.
I'm
I
glad-
hate licorice, so I don't eat it often.
I'm glad
Um,
that was also my first thought when I saw Lick O Rice. I'm like, episode title.
Yep.
There it
Fair.
is.
Not Lion the Witch, the audacity of this bitch.
That's also
No,
good.
it's a little too long for a title.
True.
sadly.
Yeah.
They'll
I don't
also
think
probably
so.
yell at you for saying bitch in the title.
Yeah.
The audacity of this
You could
Lick O
just-
Rice.
You could just end at audacity, the lion, the witch, and the audacity.
Fair.
Yeah,
I
we'll
think
see.
the audacity of this bitch is better though.
It doesn't-
It's got more
yeah.
kick.
It
Oh,
has
it-
such a good rhyming feature too.
Yeah, most
Exactly.
certainly does.
The audacity of this Twitch. Because it's on Twitch.
Ah.
I got
Ah.
Boo.
you. Hey, whoa, whoa. I
Hey.
vote we veto the boo. Thank you.
Yo,
You can't veto a boo.
I just
Yeah,
did.
there's no precedence here, so we can't veto. We don't have that
Yeah,
power.
there's no
the
vetoing
most
power.
important question, Traveler. Did
Yes.
you have fun?
Oh, I had great fun.
I
Man,
feel
had
as
a
if we're
blast.
nowhere closer to solving this mystery. But
Oh, I think.
No, we're a little bit
lovely.
closer.
Oh, The issue is I don't know how to have our characters chase after this hag / witch / whatever this is.
So here's
Yeah.
here's the thing though. Like
Stormy's dumb. It's gonna have to be in front of him.
I feel like
So-
I have enough information where I can try and like actively look for more through their records, which is kind of the angle I'm going to be playing next session.
Yeah.
Because we had enough like little tidbits that I think I might be able to find something.
Also,
Especially with it screaming liar, I feel like that is something that like
Was she
a
mentioned?
key point.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Traveler. She mentioned in her vision dream, she was in an area with like broken down brick, right?
It didn't necessarily broken down, just ancient stonework, yeah?
And
Right.
this entire shantytown is like wood and other stuff, not
Yeah.
old stone. So my thought is go to the Temple of Lendis or somebody that knows the area and say, hey, we're looking for like old stone buildings that aren't like in this general area of the town. And then
yeah, find that ruin where she's potentially doing her stuff from.
yeah. That was the thought.
Yep, same.
And she
Just
clearly
behind this one about
wants
it.
something about secrets or something.
Liars or secrets.
Because she said that in her dream she was hearing the word secrets a lot. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, we can put we can two and two together. Her what the dream lady was saying. It's all about the fact that these cheaters are holding secrets. And
I mean,
things like
yeah,
that.
but if she doesn't like it, why would she be taking the people who are being cheated on? It's got to be something with where she is like feeding on the secrets being kept from them, like something like that.
Interesting. Yeah. Oh yeah, and most assuredly, the rest of the people are dead. Right? We've come to that full realization and agreement, right? Like the other.
I mean,
people-
I assume, but
Yeah. Maybe she feeds off of them for what would we say, like a week, 5 days?
it was like 5 days and then 4 days and then 3 days. That's what you said, right, Traveler?
Five. It was 5 days, 6 days, and then 4 days.
Huh.
It's about a 5-day period, 5-ish average, I think, is how that works. 4, 6, 10, 5,
Well, yeah, that
15.
would
We
be
interrupted
right.
it now,
Wow.
so. We interrupted it now, so.
We don't know how they'll react being interrupted though. They could
Yeah,
try
that's
again
what I'm
tomorrow.
worried about. Is if it happens tomorrow or tonight.
Oh, so I doubt there's no significance to the number. So it's 563,
564.
564. There's got to be some significance to that. What is it?
It's whoever the person is, they're spelling out their phone number. That's what it is.
Right, or their social.
Ooh, that would be good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's
Man.
Traveler Social.
Right.
My social security number. Out
Oh,
there
hell
on the
yeah, dude.
internet.
Yeah, I
brother.
really just can't think of any numbers to use for this small encounter in the middle of the beginning of my campaign. My social security number. Perfect. Interesting. Next will be my credit card and the 3 little funny digits on the back.
3 little funny digits. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know why I thought that was so funny. That cracked me up for a minute.
It happens. I hit 60% of the
Sometimes
time.
you hit.
It works every time. So.
Such a stupid fucking joke. That's such a stupid joke in that movie, but I love it. That movie is nothing but stupid jokes that shouldn't work, but work.
Yeah.
Oh, it works beautifully.
Oh, it does work. I completely agree. Like, it just shouldn't.
Right.
Are we all
Oh,
good?
like a
for
lot of
next
the movies
week?
back then.
Yes.
Yes.
As far as I know.
Should be.
I believe
Perfect.
the very,
As of
very,
now.
the very last Wednesday I won't be here. Hold on, let me check dates because it's a little weird.
Space
Oh.
campaign.
7?
We could do the NASA campaign.
Space.
Yeah, the 27th I won't be here, but I'll be back the next week. I have to go to
Where will you be?
California. I will
Oh.
be in the deserts of California because my boss needs to go observe some training stuff, and so I have to go drive him around.
Like
Awesome.
training isn't choo-choo training, or okay. Seeing as I heard some laughing, probably not.
No,